Two teams coming off of 10-win seasons last year meet. They both made deep runs into the playoffs last year, and if their Week 1 performances are any indication, those type of runs are possible this year. Upper Arlington and Olentangy Berlin meet here tonight. UA winning last year's get-together, a hard-fought game by the final of 17-14 as we welcome you to tonight's Toyota Friday Night Rivals. I've got the Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan with me. And from the sidelines, we'll have Kellyanne Stitz with us throughout the evening as well, too. A lot of time, Jeff, the old coach's adage is teams get better from Week 1 to Week 2. We'll find out tonight.
Well, a lot of mistakes made in Week 1, probably all over the state of Ohio. Both of these coaches talked about a lot of things that need to get fixed for their football teams, but these are two really talented teams.
Upper Arlington comes to this game under head coach Justin Baltimore off of an impressive win last week over a pretty good team out of Northwest Ohio. A 12-game winner last year in Perrysburg. One of the big reasons why UA was able to win that game last week, Jeff, was the play of their senior quarterback, Luke Backus.
Yeah, Luke Backus is a leader on this football team, multi-sport athlete. Loves to do a little pitch and catch with his sophomore cousin, Oliver. Pretty good kid as well. Got some great heritage there, but also has a great receiver in Trent Wolpert, too, a guy that they like to go too deep.
For Olentangy Berlin and their head coach, Mark Nory, defense is an area that they have to get better at this week. After a hard-fought loss last week to a very good DeSales team, his defense rallies around a guy whom a lot of schools are showing a lot of interest in. Up front, that's Hudson Altman.
Yeah, if you're watching this game closely tonight, pay attention to 58 on defense because Hudson Altman will line up in 3 or 4, maybe 5 different positions. He is Mr. Disruptive. And the benefit of Upper Arlington to their football team, they believe, is their offensive line. This battle between Hudson Altman and that offensive line, classic.
Last year's Bear fight was staged in stifling 90-degree weather. Mother Nature's proving she's a high school football fan. The weather's great tonight. It's Upper Arlington. It's Olentangy Berlin. It's Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, and it comes up next, brought to you by D.R. Horton. Upper Arlington comes in at 1-0. Olentangy Berlin enters tonight's game at 0-1. Let's check tonight's coin toss, brought to you by Hilliard Lawn and Garden, the proud sponsor of tonight's coin toss. As we get into this one here this evening, the Olentangy Berlin Bears, the home team, won the toss, and they elected to defer. So the Upper Arlington Golden Bears will get the football to start tonight's matchup. Fresh from talking about the biggest game in college football tomorrow, she's with us to talk about a big game on a Friday night. Here's Kellyanne Stitz.
Hey, Marty, this was a close game between these two programs last year, with Berlin losing by a few points. But when I spoke with Coach Nory, there wasn't much talk about how the game played out last year, more about the heat they experienced. Coach Nory said his players were like, Coach, do you remember when we had to practice at 5:30 in the morning to beat the heat? And he said, hey, do you remember when we couldn't go in the locker rooms at halftime because it was so hot? But luckily, guys, we're feeling more like football weather here. It's a lot cooler out tonight. But one thing that is similar to last year's game between these two programs is Coach Nory is expecting a fight or a battle of the Bears, I should say, between these two programs here tonight.
And you're right, Kellyanne. It was just stifling hot last year when these two teams met and when everybody played on that Friday night. If you remember back to that week, everybody was practicing at 5:30 in the morning just to try and beat the heat. We get ready for the kick tonight here at Olentangy Berlin High School. The Bears coming off of a 1-point loss to a pretty good DeSales team last week, while Upper Arlington rolled past Anthony Wayne again by the final of 31-6 last Friday night. Nick Ardelia, one of the deep backs for Upper Arlington, also back deep to return the opening kick for the Golden Bears is Finn Callahan, and the opening kick, the two return men come together at about the 7-yard line and racing out across the 20, 25, out near the 30-yard line, and tripped down after the return. That was Jake Braun back deep for Upper Arlington that time. He and Ardelia came together. I got it, you take it, and Upper Arlington will have a decent start to this opening drive. They'll have the ball at their own 30-yard line. Back is the 5'10", 179-pound senior. Gets the start at quarterback, coming off an 11 for 17 performance last week against Anthony Wayne. Threw a couple of touchdown passes in the game. He is the nephew of Jeff Backus, a great name in Upper Arlington football history. We'll set the starting lineups for you in a moment. First play from scrimmage, Upper Arlington with the football. These two Ohio Capital Conference members, but in different divisions. First play of the game is a handoff inside. Drew Theodo, the running back, and there is not much room at all. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Good penetration that time by the Olentangy Berlin defense as we check their lineup. Colin Heiss, one of the first there to make the stop. There's that Upper Arlington offense that will try and move the ball up and down the field tonight. Bo Schaefer at left tackle is a good one for head coach Justin Buttermore. We told you about the quarterback, Luke Backus. They'll run a number of running backs in and out, including Theodo and Jaden Chinnabong in tonight's game. Second down and 9 after the 1-yard gain. Backus is back to throw. Will zip the ball to the near side. Corey Allison makes the catch, and Allison with a short gain out near the 40-yard line and close to a Upper Arlington first down. There's the Bears defense from Olentangy Berlin. Jeff talked about Hudson Allman. He brings a lot of size to tonight's proceedings. 6'5", 305-pound senior. Sam Bruce, Ethan Rader's a good one. Last year he was a wide receiver on this team, and they moved him over to linebacker this season. First third down of the night coming up. Upper Arlington last week very efficient on third down. They were 6 for 11 last week in the win over Anthony Wayne. Out of the pistol formation, penalty flags come in. And Jeff, you were talking to Justin Buttermore prior to the game, and that's an area they're trying to clean up from last week.
Yeah, they really believe. Here we'll see the call.
False start. Offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty. Down remains 1.
Yeah, I think Coach Buttermore said they had 8 penalties, most of them offensive line penalties. And again, that's kind of what we got right there.
Correction.
That was their issue.
Replay third down.
Replay of third down. It'll be third and about 6.
Golden Bears churned out 352 yards of total offense last week despite those penalty flags. So third down and 6. Backus will step up into the pocket out across the 35 and stretches ahead, and that extra effort might have gotten him to the first down. He had to get to the 41. It looks like he stretched ahead to the 42. We'll see where they spotted, and he did get enough for the first down. The Upper Arlington drive will continue. There you see Backus in the pocket. He had some room momentarily and then did a nice job of making something out of nothing right there. Picks up the first down for Upper Arlington. One of the things he does so very well, that ability to change on the fly, so to speak. Backus to throw, flares it far side, and the pass is caught. That is Theodo on a little flare to the far side. He steps out near the 45-yard line out to the 46, picked up 4 yards.
Marty, we got a change in numbers down there. Altman wearing number 57 tonight. He's on the roster as 58. We were told he was 58, but he's got 57 on. And it looked to me like number 57 was awfully athletic out there to be able to play. So there's our guy that we're going to concentrate on. And wearing the number 57 tonight. He's the big 6'5 kid, 305 that Marty talked about.
Has a number of offers from Mid-American Conference schools and some Power 4 schools as well, too. Here's Theodo on the carry. Bounces out of a tackle attempt, but he's into Berlin territory. He's got the sideline down to 30. He's to the 20. Tries to cut back inside the 15 to the 10. And Upper Arlington will have a first down and goal on the big run by Drew Theodo, the 5'8", 177-pound junior.
Boy, one of the things that has been part of the Upper Arlington offense for a lot of years here, and most certainly in their first week, was big plays. They've had it passing the ball, they've had long running plays, and here again is, excuse me, Drew Theodo taking that ball out of the backfield. Just a junior. Pretty good upside on this young man, number 22.
45-yard gain for Theodo and a first and goal coming for Upper Arlington. They are also in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. Upper Arlington on the move. That big conversion on third down kept the drive alive, and to try and take advantage of their first drive tonight. Here's Backus to throw. Will go to the near side. Receiver might have been out of bounds, and he was. That was Oliver Backus, his younger brother, trying to stay in bounds on the catch. Ought to bring up a second and goal.
Nephew, correction, not younger brother.
Did I say brother?
Nephew.
I'm sorry, nephew.
Yep, nephew. Yeah, Oliver Backus, the father, as you mentioned, Jeff Backus. Last time Upper Arlington won a state championship, Jeff Backus was on that football team. Right into your living room, right here, delivering the ball on time, and you can see clearly Backus had stepped out of bounds before that ball got there.
They'll flank wide to the far side. Corey Allison, 6'1" senior, off to that far side, and Backus will look that way. Now will turn and run. Has a little daylight. Now will heave it towards the back end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Trying to get it to Trent Wolpert, the 6'2", 180-pound senior, who just could not pull it down in the leaping grab attempt along the backside of the end zone.
Yeah, but Marty, looking at this again, Luke Backus should have tucked this ball and just run with it. There was a lot of room. He could have clearly gotten himself down near the goal line had he tucked it. That's going to bring up third and goal.
One of the things that Justin Buttermore talked about with Backus, his decision-making abilities. He really likes the way he handles this offense.
They're struggling getting the play call in here. Don't be surprised if we see a timeout here by Justin Buttermore. There's your call.
There it is, yep. He played behind a pretty good quarterback last season named Kyle Cox, who was the senior signal
Timeout.
caller.
Upper Arlington, that's their first of the half.
And the Upper Arlington timeout with the clock stopped at 8:12 left here in quarter number one as we have our first timeout of the evening. It is brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. It's not too late to transform your talents into a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Hashtag join OSHP. Those folks will be out very busy this Labor Day weekend, making sure you're safe on your trips and travels on this very busy Labor Day weekend. Let's check tonight's keys to the game between Upper Arlington and Olentangy Berlin. Second straight year these two teams have met. There you see Upper Arlington get the Backuses, Luke and Oliver, to help wear down this Olentangy Bear defense. They'll have to do a lot of adjustment at the line of scrimmage. Upper Arlington will face many different looks from this Berlin defense, which Justin Buttermore kind of called a UFO style of defense. A lot of different things you're going to see up front tonight. And for Olentangy Berlin, even after that tough loss last week, they need some of those younger guys to step up and grow up quickly. They have a challenging schedule right out of the gate to the Berlin Bears. After tonight, they have New Albany and then the defending state champions, their district rivals from Liberty, and then they play Orange, another team which is forecast to have a pretty good season. Play back in, third and goal. Backus throws into the end zone and again unable to connect. And this time trying to hit Croy Allison. And again, the pass sailed over his head and complete. That brings up a fourth down.
Now, interesting, he's rolling to the right there, then Luke Backus would be the first one to admit that's on him. He's got to get his feet set. Even though you're rolling right, you got to get those shoulders square to the line of scrimmage when you release the ball. Flushed out of the pocket, but right here threw off the back foot, and that ball sails high. No chance at all for Croy Allison to be able to make that catch.
saw Altman there just basically tossing a defender out of the way as he was trying to get to the quarterback. Just flipped him aside. Edward Oakley on to try the field goal attempt here, and he's got a strong leg. Last year he was 9 of 13 in field goal attempts. Last week against Anthony Wayne, he booted a 44-yarder. Both these teams have very good place kickers. Ball will be spotted at the 17. This will be a 27-yard attempt for the game's first points. Now the hold of Andrew Petzinger. Good end zone look at the field goal attempt coming up. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is on its way, and it managed to just arch its way inside the left upright and good from 27 yards out. First points of the night belong to Upper Arlington in this matchup of OCC non-division rivals. Great to have you with us here on this Friday night. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by D.R. Horton.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's national sales event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota, you can keep summer playing anywhere.
Get a new 25 Corolla or any new Camry with 4.99 APR financing. Lease a Corolla from $199 a month or Camry from $279 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Berlin will get the football for the first time tonight. 3-0 Upper Arlington in this matchup of OCC rivals. Olentangy Berlin, members of the Cardinal Division, while Upper Arlington stationed in the OCC Central. Both these teams won 10 games last year, got deep into the playoffs. There's Edward Oakley, the 6'6", 180-pound junior, also a very good baseball player for that Upper Arlington program. Pretty good weapon to have as we play early in quarter number one here tonight.
Yeah, Oakley does all of the kicking for Upper Arlington. He'll be the punt guy as well. And talking to Drew Basil, former Ohio State punter, kicker, he thinks that this kid's future in college football will be punting.
A.J. Clark and Colton Less are back deep, and the kick will bounce at the 5. Less fields it on a hop, and we'll try to find some running room. Out near the 10, evades one tackler. Nice job there, sidestepping one tackle attempt and a decent return, and the Olentangy Berlin offense will come onto the field for the first time tonight. They only managed 86 total yards last week against the Sales. There's Tice Dent, the junior quarterback. Good competitor, according to Mark Nory. So they really had to push him at the quarterback spot. 6 of 16 last week against the Sales for just 43 yards. He was nervous. Mark Nory said you could just kind of sense it about him. So that's why we kept things pretty simple last week. But as the game went on, the confidence started to build, and he got better and better as the night went on. They're expecting big things out of the 5'11 junior Tice Dent. Three wides on the field. And the first play from scrimmage is a running play. A.J. Clark, the 5'9", 175-pound senior, who had 33 yards against Upper Arlington last year, has the carry. Here's a look at this Berlin Bears offense. Number of wideouts: Bryce Rhodey, Dallin Maxson. We'll see Landon Sexton. Colton Less is one of the favorite targets. He had 4 catches in the game last year against Upper Arlington. That offensive line coming around, and some pretty good size up there for a former offensive lineman in his own right, Mark Nory, the head coach.
Absolutely. Tice Dent, that starting quarterback, a lefty. Ball on the right hash mark. He might want to roll left here. That's his strength.
And they'll hand it off inside. And the ball carrier again was A.J. Clark, and not much running room there at all. We'll check that Upper Arlington defense for you, which held Anthony Wayne to just 6 points last week. Cooper McGinty at that nose tackle spot had a big game last Friday night. Justin Buttermore was very happy with his night. Jake Braun, 3-year starter. Nick Ardelia, 3-year starter in that defensive backfield. 3rd down and 8 for Berlin, their opening possession of the night. And they have the ball at their own 20-yard line. First time tonight that Dent will look to throw. It comes to the near side, has a receiver, makes a catch in traffic. Good reception there. Dallin Maxson, the 6'1 senior, with a couple of defenders draped on him right near the first down marker at the 28. He's going to be about a yard shy.
You know, one of the things receivers have to know on 3rd down situations like this, if you're running that route, you get past the down marker. He's going to come up a good 2 yards short. But your quarterback is relying on you, making sure that you don't do that comeback until you at least get to that point where you have the first down.
Colton Wesson to kick the football away. 5 punts last week, averaged 40 yards a boot. Ardelia back deep for Upper Arlington. This is a pretty good kick that Ardelia will field and then get shoved out of bounds after immediately fielding that one. And Upper Arlington's offense will return to the field for the second time tonight. Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. So there is no reason for you not to be able to watch this matchup between these two high school football squads, Upper Arlington and Olentangy Berlin. Theodo, the running back, snapped off that big 45-yard run on that initial possession. And he'll get the call this time and navigates his way through a small opening and is brought down as he tried to find some running room. Sam Bruce, one of the linebackers, a 5'11", 180-pound senior, had 8 tackles against the Sails, able to wrap him up and drop him. Berlin gave up 203 yards of offense last week. That just had the appearance, and looking at the numbers and talking to Mark Nory, of just your basic good old knockdown, drag-out type football.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just a couple of pretty physical teams going at one another.
All right, Altman lined up on the top of the screen, the left side, left defensive end on the stand-up.
2nd and 8. Backus will throw and has a receiver, makes the catch at the 40, then turns up and gets out past the first down marker. As making that catch and turning upfield, that was Trent Wolpert, the senior, had 3 catches last week against Anthony Wayne. Watch it here.
Yeah, one for a touchdown last week to Wolpert. This time found a soft spot in the zone, sat down. No way to defend that. He's able to find where there's going to be a place where he can just sit down, and the quarterback delivers it quickly. That time, great release by quarterback Luke Backus.
Carries out to the 44 and an Upper Arlington first down. We go under 5 minutes left in quarter number 1. Back to throw Backus again now. Will take off and run at the midfield stripe and dives ahead and got just enough looks for another Upper Arlington first down. Backus again, able to create with his feet and does have the first down as he carries into Berlin territory at the 46.
He really does have a lot of athletic skill back there at the quarterback position, not just a pure passer, but he's not afraid to tuck and run the football. Pretty good nose for that first down, too. He got it by the length of the football. And again, Upper Arlington dealing now on the short side of the 50.
Justin Buttermore in his 6th year at Upper Arlington. One of the more successful coaches, certainly in Central Ohio. Overall, 188 wins. Had a great run at Tri-Valley. Guided the Scotties to a number of playoff appearances and a state championship game. Here's a play that looks like it was all out of sorts right at the beginning, and Backus heads up will just fire the ball out of bounds. And
they're going to get an ineligible receiver downfield because that play broke away. Nobody knew what they were doing. They didn't get lined up right. The coaches were screaming over on the sideline, and then the quarterback turns and goes the wrong direction, tries to throw it out, but they're going to get an ineligible receiver downfield. That's what it means when you touch your head like that, Marty.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
Okay.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. Replay the down.
That's our referee tonight, Joe Volpio.
Watch again. You can see the confusion out here. They wanted to pop the pass out there, and now it looks like quarterback's going to run, get downfield, and there were a bunch of linemen downfield at that point in time.
Ball moved back to the Upper Arlington side of the midfield stripe at the 49. Backus rolling to throw. Is going to heave this one long downfield again for Wolpert, who adjusts, comes over, makes the catch, and tumbles down. How about that?
That is unbelievable. He had to adjust on the football. He nearly got tripped up and was out of the play, was able to recover himself. And what a throw by Luke Backus. I mean, he put it where he could get it. Again, good fake at the line of scrimmage. He flew, look at the tangle right there. And that is a terrific catch, no question about it. He had control of the football the entire time, And again, Upper Arlington dealing inside the 20-yard line.
They move the ball down to the 18, 33 yards. They've entered the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone once again. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. How about the night Wolpert's having here, quarter number one? Already 51 yards on a couple of catches. Backus again to throw. Upper Arlington leads 3-0. He'll come to the near side. That's Oliver Backus with the catch, and then he gets planted immediately inside the 10. Coming over for Olentangy Berlin and a number of guys racing over there. Liam Donahue, a 5'11", 185-pound senior, kind of a hybrid linebacker defensive end, made the stop.
A really good check down by that quarterback, Luke Backus, looking to his right first, and then he's able to come with the check down to his second or third maybe receiver on that play. And how about the offensive line continuing at this stage to give protection to quarterback Luke Backus?
Ball spotted at the Berlin 8. And now we have whistles. And we have, looks like we may have an equipment problem far side for Upper Arlington. That was Croy Allison who had to check off the field. Clock is stopped with 2:50 to go. Upper Arlington, the game's first points and trying to add on to the lead here. It's funny talking to both coaches during the week, and we had a chance to visit prior to the game as well, too. The memories of last year's game centered basically on just how hot it was and just being able to navigate your way through those 90-plus degree temperatures, the humidity, just a brutally, brutally hot night.
We're now going to our third equipment problem. Something's going. It might be blood. It could be anything that they have to take these guys out of the game.
So now we're ready to go. Looks like everybody has the proper gear and is ready to go for Upper Arlington. Theodo stands behind the quarterback, Backus. And Backus will roll to the 5, take pretty good shots, and then gets shoved out of bounds. As coming up to greet him as he turned the corner, Colin Heiss, senior linebacker. Two went shoulder pad to shoulder pad. About 4-yard line. Watch it here.
This is a classic RPO run-pass option. He's trying to get the ball to his cousin Oliver Backus. Not there, decides to tuck it. Again, the quarterback with his athleticism over there, Marty, has that opportunity. Run, pass option, RPO. That is a part of their game.
Also racing over was Braylon Lopez. They run a new quarterback into the game and hand the football off to Jaden Chinnavong. His first touch of the game, and he gets towards the goal line and gets in. Upper Arlington touchdown. Charlie Hunt came into the game, a 6'2 sophomore, and into the end zone for the first touchdown of the night is Jaden Chinnavong. That's another D.R. Horton touchdown. D.R. Horton is America's builder.
Yeah, that sophomore quarterback in there, number 15, they think the future is really bright for him. Just a sophomore, Charlie Hunt. And they bring him in there on that heavy package. Now we've got a little bit of a crazy lineup here for the extra point. We're going to shuttle back into normal for the extra point try. But they pull the quarterback, put the run guy in there, and go with power. And that offensive line did a terrific job.
Chinnavong had 62 yards rushing last week against Anthony Wayne. Next point attempt by Oakley might have been deflected on the way up. I think somebody got a hand on it, but it still manages to go through and good. 2:38 to go, quarter number one. Upper Arlington has scored both times they've had the football. They lead Olentangy Berlin 10-0. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton. hyped as the biggest college football season opener ever. It's the showdown at the Shoe as the Buckeyes battle the Longhorns. And the football fever on ABC6 is the perfect play to get you ready for the big noon kickoff. Watch the football fever tomorrow morning bright and early at 11 o'clock, and it's only on ABC6.
One thing about this Texas football team, obviously going on the road, coming into Ohio Stadium, they'll have their hands full. But the last two seasons, Marty, this Texas football team has gone into Alabama early on in the season, won there, went to the team up north last year, defending national champions, beat them there, and now they come to Columbus to play Ohio State. So they're not shy. They're a little bit different than the normal SEC teams that didn't think there was a world north of the Mason-Dixon line.
That's what I love about you. You still can't say the word. Here's Les fielding the kick at the 10, out to the 20-yard line, stutter steps, and then gets stood up and shoved back at about the 21-yard line as Olentangy Berlin will put their offense back on the field. Get caught up with what's happening with your favorite high school team. You can watch FNR Scores on Fox 28 tonight. It's after the game. Sponsored by D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is, of course, America's builder.
Yeah, we talked about the mistakes in week one and, the adjustments that coaches are making and new teams, new players, new things are going to happen. Officials are getting into it a little bit. Our game last week was awful, though. I mean, in terms of just penalties. It was really frustrating. Our guys, the players out there had their celebration choreography down pat, but they couldn't get lined up properly. I think we have our priorities out of order. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, are you through? Okay. Quarterback draw by Tice Dent. Short gain out to the 29-yard line. On the sidelines, here's Kellyanne Stitz.
Hey guys, Coach, with one area that Coach Nory has been impressed with Tyson's game is his resilience in their scrimmage against Ken McKinley. In the third play of the game, he threw a pick six. But after that, he settled down nicely, Coach said, and had a decent performance. Nory also mentioned he's a good runner, and they haven't tapped into that part of his game as much as they'd like to yet. But Tice is super competitive. He's a student of the game, always taking notes in meetings and growing in his leadership.
A.J. Clark takes the toss, tries to turn the corner, and is brought down, gang tackled over their side of the 30. The other thing, Kellyanne, that's a great point you may have brought up about what Mark Nory said about Tice Dent. The other thing that he said to me when we were talking earlier in the week, he gets so hard on himself sometimes. They have to kind of tell him, hey, it's okay. You can do this.
Yeah, nice job by Nicky Sheehan, number 6. Plays a defensive end position. Running that play down from the backside. Good example, never give up. Go after that ball, go till the whistle blows.
4 wides on the field for the Bears, 3 to the near side, 1 to the top of your screen.
Blitz.
On 3rd down and 7. Dent steps up into the pocket and goes down. Good penetration that time by the Upper Arlington defense as they had all kinds of guys coming in. Defensive end Nicky Sheehan, a 5'10", 200-pound senior, was one of the first to get there, helped out by James Janowitz, the 6'2", 205-pound junior.
Well, there's just not enough time here. Tice Dent trying to look. He got man coverage down because you're blitzing like crazy. And look at the number of white jerseys in there making the play. James Janowitz, senior, number 33, 6'2", 205. Name recognizable to the Upper Arlington fan base. They've had a number of Janowitz's play here.
They have him on a bit of a pitch count tonight. He's been battling an injury. Here's Ardelia making a tough catch of that punt and then tumbles down right about the 40-yard line. That was dangerous there as he almost laid out for that one and was able to haul it in. And Upper Arlington, for the 3rd time here in quarter number 1 with 25 seconds left, will get their offense back onto the field, holding a 10-0 lead. One of the brand names in Central Ohio high school football over the years, of course, Upper Arlington. They've got such a great tradition with that program. And the interesting thing, when you look at the Olentangy Berlin program, I mean, this school hasn't even been in existence 10 years yet.
Exactly.
And Mark Nory has done a great job of making them almost a brand name in Central Ohio football.
Yeah, you got to be proud of what they have been able to achieve in a very short period of time. There's our stud that we've been watching all night, Hudson Altman. See him lined up. Top of the screen again. Again, they move him around. Now they got Hudson Altman lined up at that middle linebacker position. You can see him stand up.
All part of those hybrid looks they like to use. Here's Theodore with the carry and is spun down right around the line of scrimmage as the clock spins under 20 seconds left here in quarter number 1.
Injured player down on the field.
And that will stop the clock with 15 seconds left. Golden Bears last year of Justin Buttermore went 10-3. Got into the regional final where they lost to the eventual state champions, the Olentangy Liberty Patriots, by a hard-fought 17-13 score. Opened up last week beating Anthony Wayne again 31-6. After tonight, next week they'll play Reynoldsburg, then have a matchup with New Albany, and then their annual rivalry game to close things out with Hilliard-Davidson towards the end of October.
Injured player Tristan DePhillips, the tight end for Upper Arlington. Big kid, 6'5", 245. Looks like he might have gotten rolled up on.
The guy that Upper Arlington coaching staff and Justin Buttermore were very high on, Tristan DePhillips.
You think about the size of that offensive line, and Coach Buttermore said biggest offensive line he's ever had at Upper Arlington. Look across the line, the left tackle, Bo Schaefer, goes 6'5", 270. Chris Gentner, 6'5", 285. The center, Jack Kowalski, 5'11", 235. And again, you can see Tristan DePhillips working his way off the field and obviously in pain there. Max Uritis plays that right guard position, 6'3", 241. And Drake Dorsey on the right tackle, 6'5", 276. Marty, that's college-esque, having that kind of size and the athleticism of these young men. They're going to go ahead and wind the clock after the injury, and that'll be the last play of quarter number one.
And of those 5 up front, 3 of them are returning starters, which is another big plus for Justin Buttermore's Upper Arlington Golden Bears. Both times Upper Arlington, the first 2 times they had the ball in quarter number 1. They put points on the board, and they have the football as we go towards the start of quarter number 2 here at Olentangy Berlin. There you see the last play of quarter number 1. Tristan DePhillips able to get off the field with a little bit of assistance. We head to quarter number 2. It's Upper Arlington on top of Olentangy Berlin, 10-0 is the score. Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton. It is week number 2 of the high school football season. We welcome you back to Olentangy Berlin High School, along with Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan on the sidelines, Kellyanne Stitz, the best stat guy in the business, Jason Van Hoos. I'm Marty Bannister, and we are so happy to have you with us here tonight for our second broadcast of this high school football season. Luke Backus off to a good start, the senior signal caller, 4 of 7, 61 yards. Has kept a couple of drives alive with his feet, and those have helped lead to Upper Arlington points. There's a flare to the far side to Oliver Backus. Adjusts, gets out across the 45-yard line. And first play from scrimmage in quarter number 2. Arlington on the move with the football. Good look at Oliver Backus, 5'11", 170-pound sophomore. Had a catch for 28 yards last week. Jeff was talking about that Backus name in Upper Arlington history, and they certainly do remember that 2000 state championship team Jeff Backus, who went on to have a great career at Northwestern, now involved in the medical profession. That's where Luke is headed as well, too, from after college days career, wants to get into the medical profession. He's going to play at Williams College. He'll fire to the near side, and the pass is caught by Wolpert. Does a nice job of shedding a defender and turning upfield and then sprinting down the sideline for another Upper Arlington first down.
Boy, really good job of not only running a good route for his quarterback, but then using that stiff arm to be able to get that defensive back off your body. And good, this ball delivered on target. And watch the good stiff arm there by Wolpert. That's an experienced receiver, 6'2", 180. Remember watching this kid the last couple of seasons, Marty. He has got a great upside.
14-yard pickup by Trent Wolpert, 6'2" senior. They'll put the running back Theodo behind the quarterback Backus in the pistol, and he'll look to throw a little pump fake and delivers to the far side. The backup tight end of the game with the Phillips out, and making the catch was Marshall Reinke. Grant Gibson, the corner, came up to make the stop. 5'9", 165-pound senior. Nice job there by Backus of evading Ethan Rader, who was coming in and trying to deflect that pass. And the ball fake allowed the defender to fly by. Play does, though, lose a yard back to the 40 despite the completion, so it's second down and 11. Backus again looking to throw. Surveying, still looking, and will just heave this one far side and out of bounds.
Good decision. Well, the offensive line doing a terrific job of giving him all day. That's a coverage defense over there. A really good job by the secondary against some pretty talented receivers.
Mason Quatman, the defensive lineman, was right in the face of the quarterback, Backus, 6'1", 180-pound senior. Mark Nory said his defense last week, somewhat rocky early on, got better as the game went on, and again, that was a pretty good DeSales team that they limited to just a couple of touchdowns in the game. We'll see the Stallions a little bit later on this year in their matchup with Watterson. Altman almost got to Backus, but he goes down in the backfield that time. The pressure blew things up, and down goes the quarterback. Good job there by Altman of just disrupting things enough to allow help to arrive, Jeff.
Yeah, he probably doesn't get the stat, but he certainly deserves the honor there because he is the one that forced the quarterback, Luke Backus, to step up into the pocket where all the pressure was. Watch top of your screen. Gets a paw on him, and Backus to stay out of the way of that runaway train, number 57. He's got to step right up into the mess, and that puts him in punt formation.
Oakley on to kick the football away. They didn't have enough people on the field. And finally, the return man, Les, comes on, and a good punt by Oakley, and they almost were able to down it inside the 5, but just could not do so. So the Berlin offense, which has had trouble getting anything jump-started in this game, will try in their third possession here in this first half. Coming up at halftime, they are back. Yes, your favorite furry mascot friends compete in the one and only Mascot Challenge, sponsored by Safe Life Auto Glass. That is a fan and Jeff Logan favorite each and every broadcast.
All right, really no offense yet tonight for the Berlin Bears. They got to get something figured out against this Upper Arlington defense. Not great field position to start any of their drives either.
Dent's back to throw and has a completion and finds Dallin Jackson on a good route. He just made a little curl there inside the 25-yard line, just turned around and set down, and Dent put it right on the money.
Boy, they were setting up. They had one receiver going deep, kind of cleared things out, and this is a strike. Good delivery that time by Tice Dent, showing a little bit more confidence there, Marty, at the beginning of this drive.
Well, it's very similar to the game last week against DeSales. Struggled a little bit early on, then as he moved along, Mark Nory and his coaching staff started to open the playbook up a little more as he got more comfortable, and here he's trying to salvage something here as the protection started to break down and just managed to get back near the line of scrimmage. Might have dove ahead for a yard. Line of scrimmage was a 27.
Yeah, they got to get the ball past the 30-yard line here, obviously, for the first down, and the Berlin Bears are in dire need of a first down, being able to continue this drive.
And, Jeff, that was an area last week that really hurt them. Just 1 for 11 on third downs last Friday night. Good look at the 5'11 junior Tice Dent. If you remember last year, they had Aiden Evanston at quarterback, who the year prior to that was named the OCC's Defensive Player of the Year. Well, they moved him to quarterback last year, and just the rather unique double-double, he was the Offensive Player of the Year last year. They empty the backfield. Dent fakes, runs, and does manage to get the first down. He had to really hustle to get through that hole. It was breaking down in a hurry. He just managed to get there and fall for the first down. Grady McLafferty came over to make the stop for Upper Arlington.
Yeah, this was quarterback keep from the beginning, called that way. Just setting up a little bit of candy back there, pretend like he's going to throw the football, and opens things up enough to be able to pick up the first down. And this is critical for Berlin to get themselves back into this game.
Andrew Petzinger also came over, one of the inside linebackers, to help out on the stop. First down and 10 for Berlin at their own 31. Dent to throw, and the pass is batted away. Ardelia with his left hand just kind of reached around the intended receiver and just spiked the ball down to the turf.
It really looked awkward the way that he was covering him there, and a lot of people on the Berlin side calling for interference. A pretty athletic move to be able to take that hand. Let's watch left side of your screen. You can see him come over top. Had the arm on the shoulder. Could have gone either way, but a pretty athletic move by Ardelia. Returning starter, 3-year starter for this football team at that cornerback position.
Second down and 10 for Berlin. Clark trying to find some running room, but instead finds the corner, another 3-year starter, Jake Braun, who comes up to plant him. And that play will lose back inside the 30 to the 29. Lose a couple of yards. You cannot underestimate, Jeff, the importance of having 2 3-year starters on your back end back as part of your defense.
No question about it. I mean, the leadership over there, there's not anything that an offense can show them that those guys have not seen, and they kind of set the tone for this entire defense.
They're down at 12. That play, no gain again, back to the line of scrimmage. So Berlin trying to keep a drive alive here as we roll to the 7-minute mark of quarter number 2. And here's Dent stepping up in the pocket and swallowed up in the backfield, and he goes down. Big pressure that time as he tried to turn it up. Upper Arlington again as Finn Callahan came in, a 5'10", 179. Check it, that was Owen Ross. They have some duplicate numbers due to the Golden Bears. That's Owen Ross, 6'2", 225-pound defensive lineman with the stop. I will repeat the line of my friend Paul Keels. Double numbers should be outlawed.
They should be outlawed.
Here's the punter, Colton Less, gets it away. Yeah, he took a tumble. He got knocked down, but no flag. The ball will take a...
he might have gotten an Emmy Award, and he is stretching this out. Come on, limp a little.
As the ball bounced back into Upper Arlington, or into Berlin territory. 6:18 to go, quarter number 2. 10-0 lead for Upper Arlington over Olentangy Berlin. Toyota Friday Night Rivals is brought to you by D.R. Horton.
Drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
Now you can get a new 25 RAV4 with 4.99 APR financing, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 for $309 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
6:12 to go, and the football in possession of Upper Arlington. The Golden Bears leading the Olentangy Berlin Bears by the score of 10-0. These teams met week number 2 last year, with Upper Arlington holding on 17-14 and picking up the win. If you remember, near the end of the first half, there was a touchdown call back. It could have been a big part of that game for Berlin last year.
No gain on first down, and maybe a loss of 1. Quarterback Luke Backus keeping the ball there.
Ball moved back to the 49. The line of scrimmage was the 48. Here's Theodo on the carry, trying to find somewhere to move with the football, and picked up a couple of yards out to the 47-yard line.
Sam Bruce, one of those inside linebackers, number 22, along with Colin Heiss. Another linebacker.
Jeff, when I was talking to Mark Nory earlier in the week, he said one of the things about this Upper Arlington offense is you have to find, and he referred to it, you got to find a hole in the Death Star. And I asked him after, I go, did anybody get that reference? He said, yeah, we had a couple of our younger coaches who, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Showing your age.
Yeah, a little bit. He also dropped a Fonzie reference in, too, a little bit later. 3rd down and 9, pass to the far side, intended for Wolpert, is out of bounds. And the incompletion will bring up 4th down, and Upper Arlington will be forced to kick the football away. Mark Nory played college football at Boston College. Offensive lineman, had some snaps with practice squads in the National Football League. Justin Buttermore is a Capital graduate. Both these guys, two of the better coaches in Central Ohio. I don't think anybody would argue with that point. Back deep, Colton Les stands at his 10. Here's the kick by Oakley. Look at the height on this one. Les will backpedal and field it inside the 5-yard line. And Olentangy Berlin will start this possession pinned back up against their goal line. 10-0 Upper Arlington with the lead. This is Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by D.R. Horton. Don't miss the Middlefield Bank play of the game in the 4th quarter of tonight's game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank, with 6 locations in Central Ohio. Hope you have a very safe and happy Labor Day weekend. We're at Labor Day right now.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
As the calendar just flies. Week number 2 of the high school football season. Next week, we will be at Pickerington North for Pickerington North and Pickerington Central.
There's no rivalry there, is there?
No, none whatsoever. Hand off to Clark, and he works for a short game. Line of scrimmage was their own 3. How about the schedule that North head coach Nate Hillard has put together? Last year they opened at Lakewood St. Ed. Tonight they're playing at Cleveland St. Ignatius. And then next week they play their big rival, Pickerington Central.
Yeah, not afraid to go at it. They know they're going to be a playoff team. That's the goal. Get to the playoffs, be able to get in there and go long term. And Upper Arlington feels like they've got a great chance of going deep into the playoffs this year with the football team that they've got assembled.
Play lost a yard, back to the 2, so it's 2nd down and 11. And from the end zone, here's Dent just trying to get some breathing room, and he stumbles ahead out to the 5-yard line. Of course, that's the other part of the high school football season. The big change is the reduction in the playoff field. We addressed it a little bit last week, going from 16 per region to 12 per region, with the top 4 seeds getting a bye. And that's going to be an interesting part of all of this, how those 4 seeds handle the bye. Justin Buttermore said he was in favor of allowing the top 4 to decide whether or not they wanted to take the bye. And he said obviously not a whole lot of people listened to him on that one.
I understand. I understand.
3rd down and 10.
I think they've got it better than what it was, but we'll see.
Dent out of the in the end zone, rolling, trying to get out of the end zone, fires ahead, and pass is in the area of the Berlin bench, behind the bench, near the track which circles this wonderful facility here at Berlin. Incomplete. That brings up the 4th down and 10. Yeah, he said too many people listened to me when I brought that idea up of allowing people to, if they didn't want to buy, they didn't have to take it.
I like what Coach Nory says. Coach Nory just says, I'll let my colleagues figure it out. We'll just deal with it, right? We'll just deal with it. I'm not going to any meetings. I'll tell you what, tough punting spot here right now because of the mistaken special teams that Berlin made. They're back against the wall, but he gets it out of there with a pretty decent kick.
And this one will be fielded at the 33-yard line by Ardelia, and Upper Arlington will have very good field position. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. It's presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Paid for by NHTSA. And again, that will be in quarter number 4 tonight. Luke Backus leads the Upper Arlington offense onto the field. Bears up 10-0. Golden Bears over the Bears. Best field position to start a drive of the night for Upper Arlington at the Berlin 33. They'll feed Oliver Backus in motion. And hand off Theodo. Started to the middle, then looks to the left and finds some room. And Theodo able to get to the 30-yard line, a gain of 3. 10-3 last year were these Golden Bears. Three-way tie for first place in the OCC Central with eventual state champion Olentangy Liberty and Olentangy Orange. The Golden Bears were beaten by Liberty in the regional final, 17-13. Berlin also going 10-3 last year. They also got deep into the postseason. Here's Theodo trying to stretch it to the near side, but a great job of blowing that play up by that Berlin Bears defense. That was Liam Donahue, who was not fooled at all by that stretch play. Shot the gap and made a tackle for a loss back at the 36.
Yeah, the backup tight end in the game, Marshall Renke, had the responsibility of getting himself out there, and the linebacker just too quick for him. And that was a terrific play, getting deep into the secondary, or into the backfield, excuse me. And again, the loss of Tristan Phillips showing over there for the Golden Bears.
Jeff, that's an outstanding point because you hit it right on the money. The tight end just didn't get out there in time to shed off the oncoming Liam Donahue. Lost back to the 36, 3rd and 13. Into the pocket, Backus fires, has Wolpert, 30-yard line, trying to get outside and is tripped down at the 25, about a yard, maybe 2 shy of the first down. He needed to carry to the 24 of Berlin.
Again, you got a big leg over there.
Well, to the 23. He got to the 24, he's a yard shy.
See what Ed Oakley, who can certainly make a field goal from there, but looks like Coach Buttermore is thinking about going for this on 4th down.
Oakley knocked in a 44-yarder last week. Last season hit a 49-yard field goal.
Yeah, they're going to let the clock run all the way down and then take your time out. Good decision over there by Coach Buttermore. Then they can decide exactly what they want to do. I think they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Try and get another score. Berlin gets the ball to start the second half.
And there is the timeout with
Upper Arlington.
70 seconds left.
That's the second of the half.
In half number 1. Coming up in just a few minutes, we will head down to Kellyanne Stitz, and she'll have a chance to visit with the leading coach at the intermission, whose team has the advantage. And right now, that would be Justin Buttermore of Upper Arlington. It's the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Music Go Round. And that's coming your way in just a couple of minutes here at Olentangy Berlin High School. Olentangy Berlin, their defense last week gave up just a couple of touchdowns to DeSales. This timeout on the field, oh, by the way, is brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. If you want to make a difference, how about considering a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol? Hashtag join OSHP.
Yeah, we're going for it. Yep. Going for it on 4th down.
Out of the shotgun, Backus will hand to Theodo and gets the first down, then gets shoved back. As he turned the corner far side, Braylon Lopez was the first Berlin Bear to get to him, but he had enough momentum to carry for the first down inside the 25 to the 22. First down, Upper Arlington with 1 minute to go here in quarter number 2. Backus again back to throw, far side, and down to his knees to haul that one in far side was Allison. Nice catch over there and a good throw by Backus. Put the ball by the really only place he could throw it, Jeff.
Boy, that really was a good throw, and that time just delivering the dart. You can tell that they have really worked on these drills over here, and that's your classic Croy Allison going over there and sitting down in the zone, falling out of bounds, saving the timeout by being able to get out of bounds. So clock stopped at 57.5 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Ball at the 16. They're 4 yards shy of a first down. And back to throw again is Backus as he steps up and is brought down. He'll lose a yard back to the, well, it might have got a yard. Let's see where they spot the ball. Yeah, he did pick up a yard to the 15-yard line. Remember, the Bears are in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
Only one timeout remaining for Upper Arlington, so they're going to hurry up and get to the line.
Backus steps up into the pocket, evades one
what a
defender,
great move.
and then manages to angle for the sideline and get out of bounds.
Nicely done, young man. Enough for the first down and out of bounds. Boy, this is just athleticism taking over at this point. Watch him put a little sugar there and get himself to the first down. That's having that nose for the football.
Liam Donahue was the Berlin Bear who wrapped him up and escorted him out of bounds. Clock is stopped with 29 seconds left.
Let's see if they go backside here to Wolpert.
They'll speed Backus into motion, and Backus will throw to Backus, who makes the catch. Luke to Oliver, and that play was blown up. Good job over there defensively by Grant Gibson, 5'9" senior cornerback, who got there in a hurry, stayed home, and made a nice open field tackle.
He is an impressive young man on the defensive side, because that is on an island back there with a pretty good football player, and 7 able to make that work.
Luke Backus will spike the football to stop the clock, but there is a penalty flag down. Let's look at the penalty sponsored by the United States Army.
Boy, just 11 seconds remaining here. Only one timeout.
There's our friend, the referee, Joe Volpio. He got all upset with us last week. Well, mainly me last year, because when we were introducing the officials prior to the game, the slip that was given to me had John Volpio on there. He is, of course, Joe. Said his brother John was watching the game wondering, well, why am I throwing flags on the field? Well, what's going on here? Mark Nory getting an explanation as to the penalty here.
We've got a false start against the offensive team. Berlin has a choice to start the clock on the whistle. We're resetting the clock to 13 seconds due to the false start. Start the clock on my whistle.
That's why Upper Arlington got lined up right away. They're going to try and preserve that timeout as best they can, but clock will run.
And now they will stop the clock with the quarterback back is spiking the ball, and they'll have a chance to set things up here on this third down call upcoming with 9 seconds left here in the first half. Upper Arlington 10 points early on in the game. Oakley's field goal. And then the Chinnavong touchdown run.
Marty, this ball's got to go into the end zone. Preserve the timeout if you're going to try the field goal here. If you don't successfully get the touchdown.
Out of the pistol formation, Luke Backus to throw, evades the rush, and just heaves this one out of bounds. Again, kind of a heads-up play there by the senior quarterback. Knew there wasn't much he could do with the football other than save the down, and heaves the ball out of bounds. And now I think they're going to run Oakley onto the field, and they will try a field goal.
Well, they got that rocket leg of Oakley over there trying to capitalize and get 3 points.
Out of the pocket, and the ball crossed the line. Fourth down.
Again, we talked, Jeff, about a senior quarterback heads-up play. We saw it right there.
That's leadership out there, making sure you make good, solid plays. Now, last extra point tried by Ed Oakley looked like a Marty Bannister 4-iron. It was shanked hard to the left.
Don't embarrass the young man like that.
See if they can get better timing on this one.
And the kick is up, and there was good pressure. This one is up, and it is good from 35 out. He nailed it. Good strong leg, and it's 13-0 in favor of Upper Arlington. With all of 1.3 left, it is 13-0. And again, the score 13-0 in favor of Upper Arlington. Don't forget, coming up in just moments, it's the Kitchen Saver halftime show. You'll be introduced to 2 of Central Ohio's finest scholar athletes from Upper Arlington and Olentangy Berlin High Schools, and also scores from around Central Ohio and highlights as well. It's all coming up in the Kitchen Saver halftime show.
Marty, you got a take on the game tomorrow with Ohio State and Texas?
Oh, they're playing tomorrow?
Yeah, by the way.
Are they playing tomorrow? I heard that, yeah. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out why there was a defensive holding call late in the fourth quarter last night at Rutgers.
Yeah, how about that? Marty Bannister, by the way, folks, if you don't know, is the radio voice of the Ohio University football program. And they played at Rutgers last night. Game, kicked off at 6 p.m.?
Yeah.
And
Scenic Piscataway, New Jersey.
So he got his head in bed this morning about 3 a.m. after flying back from Piscataway. Or Newark, I guess, probably
Newark,
is where you came out of.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun tomorrow. That's going to be a great game.
Yep.
I love college football games like that. I'm afraid that we're going to get away from those as the years go on, but, boy, that one's going to be so much fun to watch tomorrow. Here is Oakley to kick the football away. Kellyanne Stitz, of course, will be part of our coverage on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
The Football Fever pregame show 11 to noon on ABC. Guys, I'm excited, but I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty nervous. Number one team coming into town against the defending national champions, the biggest season opener the shoe has ever seen. So should be a good game between two really good teams.
Yeah, well, you still have a little bit of that SEC blood in you, so I get it. I get it while you're acting like you're a little bit nervous, young lady.
Listen, you know what? It's more so because I do have that SEC blood, though.
I know
Go Balls.
you do.
But listen, it's because Arch Manning has more experience than Julian Saiyan. I'm really excited to see what Saiyan does and how he looks. Maybe he'll turn into Super Saiyan to beat the Longhorns. We shall see.
Down to a knee goes Tice Dent, and that will do it for half number one. Upper Arlington through 2 quarters of play. They have tossed a shutout. Golden Bears defense. And they lead 13-0 as the teams head to the intermission here at Olentangy Berlin High School. Second straight year these two teams have met in week number 2. And Upper Arlington has the lead by the score of 13-0. Touchdown run, a couple of Edward Oakley field goals in the first half. And that's where we stand right now. Again, as both teams make their way towards the locker rooms here in week number 2 of the 2025 high school football season on just a spectacular night for high school football. The weather could not be any better in central Ohio and all across the state. I know everyone was panicked about that noon kick tomorrow, thinking it might be 100 degrees tomorrow in Columbus, but we're going to have a great day for that as well, too.
I got Coach.
As, again, 13-0 is the score. Upper Arlington leads Olentangy Berlin. Kellyanne Stitz is with Justin Buttermore.
Coach Buttermore, 13-0 lead at the halftime. Your defense has done a good job of holding off Berlin. What was your assessment of your team's first half performance?
Well, I think it was pretty good. I mean, they're a good team, and they're tough to score points on, so we knew it was going to be tough even if you get in the red zone. So, you know, a couple too many self-inflicted wounds, I thought, on the offensive side of the ball. But overall, we're making some big plays, and defensively, we're playing pretty well.
Scoreless second quarter. What will it take to break through Berlin's defense and add to that lead?
Well, we just got to be more consistent. We've got to find something in the run game consistently. We've busted a couple, but on an everyday basis, we haven't been very good in the run game.
Thank you, Coach Buttermore, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Guys.
And that one run, the big sprint by Theodo for 45 yards. And he's right. Other than that, yards on the ground were pretty hard to come by. Pretty hard to come by in half number 1. 13-0 Upper Arlington on top of Olentangy Berlin as we have reached the half. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals. It is sponsored by D.R. Horton, America's Builder.
Ella Creek. Welcome into the Kitchen Saver halftime show. I'm Kelly Instance. Right now, Upper Arlington leads Olentangy Berlin 13-0. But each week, the CW Columbus is proud to recognize the Donatos Scholar Athletes of the Week. Tonight, we introduce you to Elizabeth Hunt from Upper Arlington and Ella Krisick from Olentangy Berlin, who are stars on their respective fields and in the classroom.
Donatos proudly recognizes Central Ohio's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Elizabeth Hunt plays basketball for Upper Arlington High School and has a 4.32 GPA. She scored over 1,000 career points and is a member of the National Honor Society. Ella Kresak from Olentangy Berlin High School participates in extracurriculars, including Young Life, and has a 4.1 GPA. She's a two-time Defensive Player of the Year and first-team All-Conference volleyball honoree. Congratulations to these outstanding Donatos Scholar Athletes.
With the acclaimed.
Now it's time for the highly anticipated halftime show. Without further delay, let's get ready for the Safe Line Mascot Challenge.
To a soaring climax.
Welcome everyone.
It's been called the greatest song ever written.
Right here
and tonight's soloist is.
All right then, let's take the contestants. Jaguar, Bear, Cardinal, Dog, and Good Day Columbus's own Muggsy. This week's challenge, the punt. First up, Jaguar, and he shanks it. Mercy. Nothing to be proud of there, Jaguar. Cardinal's turn, and he hooks it, just like his golf game. Safe to say this bird should not be celebrating. Bear is up next. Nice kick, Bear. Oh, Bear, you could act a little bit more excited, you know. Here's Dog with an amazing kick. Oh, he's got to feel good about that one. And look at him holding that pose. And finally, it's Muggsy, and he booms it! Muggsy really showing off the leg. Look at that distance. Muggsy knows he's got all of that one as he celebrates with the crowd. This week's big winner is Muggsy. Congratulations, Muggsy. Tune in next week for another exciting Safe Light Mascot Challenge on the CW Columbus. No mascots were harmed in the making of this video.
Muggsy with the leg. That was exciting, and we're looking forward to an exciting second half between Upper Arlington and Olentangy Berlin. The Kitchen Saver halftime show will continue after the break. Again, UA leads Berlin 13-0. We'll be right back.
Oh. Yeah. All right, I'm sorry, scores, and go to highlights. Gotcha. Is it just me on camera? We need Jeff, too. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Okay, gotcha. 13-0 is our score here at the half as the moon shines bright over Olentangy Berlin High School as Upper Arlington and Berlin meet in this Week 2 matchup here on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by D.R. Horton. It is a busy Week 2 all across the state and Central Ohio. Here are some of the scores from some of the matchups going on tonight. We'll see that Licking Valley team a little bit later on this year when they take on Granville right now at the half, even with Amanda Clear Creek in a non-league get-together. Bloom Carroll, good program they have down there off 33. They and Tays Valley are scoreless right now. Tays Valley now in the Ohio Capital Conference. Bloom Carroll out of the Mid-State League. The Celtics lead the Raiders 14-0. That's a first quarter score in that matchup. A lot of OCC teams play these cross-divisional games early on in the season. Gahanna looking to bounce back from a loss in Week 1 to Pickerington Central. Has a 21-7 lead over the Groveport Madison Cruisers. Cleveland Glenville coming down to take on the defending state champions. And Olentangy Liberty has an 8-point halftime lead at 21-13. The Tar Blooders and the Patriots going at it at Olentangy Liberty tonight. Boy, a lot of talent on that field this evening. DeSales, 21-0 lead over the Vikings of Northland as they near the intermission in that non-league matchup. Some good second week get-togethers. And we were talking earlier about Pickerington North having to play St. Ignatius this week. They've got a 10-point halftime lead due to the Panthers, trying to bounce back from that shutout loss in Week 1 to Lakewood St. Ed. Olentangy Orange putting it to Westerville North, 28-0. As that game nears the intermission, that's a good Orange football team with Levi Davis, the quarterback. Westland and Grove City, great rivalry matchup here in week number 2. And Cougars lead the Greyhounds 16-10. That game is nearing the intermission. Lots going on all around the area week number 2 of the high school football season. There was a lot going on in week number 1 of the high school football season. All across the country, there were some big plays. Let's take a look at some highlights from week number 1.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
Sweet wide pump fakes, goes end zone wide open, and one-handed catch. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'll tell you that you're the watch the defender falls down, and Sheffield still has to make a spectacular grab.
Allen rolling, has time if he wants to run. Rolling has a guy over the middle. It's intercepted right into the hands of Logan Steele, and he's gone. No one will catch the long jump gold medalist and the second in 100, Logan Steele.
Oh, new running back in the ball game, he got tattooed and suplex. Speaking of wrestling, that was bad enough right there. And then, bam.
Big number 90, Maurice Horry right there. He got his money.
Wolf fires downfield. He has a man, but lobs it up. It's a 50-50 ball, and it's picked off by Manheim Township coming up and making the interception. Dixon. It was a 50-50 ball, and Dixon comes up and has the INT. Dixon, the 5.
Does it get off? Ready, go. Off the line of scrimmage. And look at the speed, the quickness. Good recovery there. Gets it back over to the sideline. Execution for champ.
We are just a couple of days away from National Dog Day, so why not wrap up with a dog highlight? The dog might have been the best highlight of the whole package right there. At the half, Upper Arlington 13, Olentangy, Berlin nothing. This is Friday Night Rivals, Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by D.R. Horton.
By taking you on a cruise down that classic American highway from Chicago to LA. So put the windows down and turn the radio off as you take a look on Route 66.
Nothing is the Upper Arlington on top of Olentangy Berlin. We welcome you back to our halftime here tonight. The Berlin Bears trying to get some offense generated in this game. The Upper Arlington defense just too much for them in the first half, Jeff.
Yeah, really they are. I mean, just no offense at all. And when we get to the highlight package, you're going to see a bunch of Berlin defense. But quite frankly, that's all you can look at for the Berlin Bears so far.
And to get this game back on their side of the field, they've got to figure a way to get that offense going. Upper Arlington defense played pretty well in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And field position, I think, has really been a challenge for Berlin Bears. And you got to give Upper Arlington a lot of credit defensively for making sure that they don't do it. Now, here's the first really long run of the game by Drew Theotto. Takes the ball into the end zone and then a follow-up with a field goal. And this was just a terrific catch. Wolpert down over the middle and dealing again, run up the middle. That's your touchdown in the game early on. Here's the defense.
And Backus corralled for the most part when trying to find some running room in the first half. We talked a lot about Hudson Altman for Olentangy Berlin, but he's getting a lot of help in that first half. He was part of that tackle attempt right there. But that's been the thing that's kept them in this game right now. If they can just get some offense generated, could be a different second half.
Yeah, you know, we were talking in the second period about getting a first down and how important it was for Berlin, and then they just kind of fell apart. Look at the numbers. 13 total yards of offense in this game compared to 176. Penalties not a big thing in this game, but third down conversions have been awful for the Berlin Bears. Golden Bears haven't been terrific on offense, but they've had a couple of big plays. What is really the difference maker, Marty, so far in this game to give Upper Arlington the lead?
And we showed you that one big play by Fiato, that run. That's really been, I guess, the most explosive play of the game right now.
And that was early on in the football game. We thought we might see some fireworks tonight, but right now both of the defenses are pretty stout.
And again, 13-0 is the score. Upper Arlington leads Olentangy Berlin, looking to go 2-0 on the season, are the Golden Bears. Olentangy Berlin trying to level things up at 1-1. We are at the half. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton.
Well, welcome back into Friday Night Rivals. Right now, Upper Arlington leads Olentangy Berlin 13-0. I'm joined by Berlin's head coach, Mark Nory. And Coach Nory, Upper Arlington with some stout defense in that first half. What will it take to spark some offense and break through?
Yeah, we got to figure some things out on offense. You know, we got a couple of new faces in new places, and they're still figuring some things out. But, you know, I think our defense did a good job of holding them when they needed to. I mean, we gave up 13 points. It could have been a lot worse. So I'm happy with the defensive side of the ball. We got to fix some things on offense and special teams.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Killian, thank you very much. And I think he's right. 13-0 could be a lot worse right now. And again, as we had mentioned a moment ago, if they're just able to generate a little bit of offense, this game could turn. And again, 13-0 in favor of Upper Arlington here at the intermission. The Upper Arlington High School Marching Band put on quite a show during the intermission. This look at their performance is brought to you by Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna. The Upper Arlington High School Marching Band entertaining the fans here at Berlin High School tonight. Nothing is the score. Upper Arlington leading Olentangy Berlin. We get ready for the start of half number 2 here tonight.
Marty, we can't overemphasize the importance of this first drive. I think in this second half, beginning of the third quarter for the Olentangy Berlin Bears, 13 total yards of offense in that first half, and really nothing to build upon. I mean, they're going to have to really make some adjustments at this halftime to figure out what are they going to do differently against this Upper Arlington D.
And from a confidence standpoint, Jeff, you would have to think they open this second half, get points. Certainly, I think 6 is
critical.
What they're trying to, absolutely. I don't want to say mandatory, but it certainly wouldn't hurt the effort tonight. But you get a touchdown on this opening drive, and you're only down 6, and I think you're still in this game right now if you can just get something generated.
Yeah, absolutely. And to Coach Nory's point that he made to Kellyanne, it could have been a lot worse, like you said, and they're in a position now where they have a little bit of control of their own destiny if they can get a drive going here in this first beginning of the third quarter. So play well, take care of the football, and Tice Dent, the quarterback for these Olentangy Berlin Bears, is going to have to do a pretty good job. They have not been able to throw it. They have not been able to run it successfully. They've got to find something that's going to work.
Well, before we say so many other things about what Berlin has to do, and you mentioned this a moment ago, you've got to turn the page of this and look to this Upper Arlington defense. They were pretty good in the first half.
They really have been good in the first half. There is no doubt about it. We talked so much about that Berlin defense being as disruptive as they are, and they've had their moments out there where they've looked really good defensively. But Upper Arlington winning the trenches on both sides right now.
Oakley getting set to kick the football away. He had a couple of field goals in half number 1. Offensive numbers were not exactly explosive in half number 1, but that's what so often happens when a couple of good defenses are working against one another. 176 yards for Upper Arlington, just 13 on 16 plays for Olentangy Berlin. Here's the kick. Start half number 2 is fielded by Les of Berlin. Out to the 10. Oh, he gets knocked backwards after making the catch. And a short return as he tried to turn it up. Good downfield coverage that time by Finn Callahan for Upper Arlington. He's had a pretty good game on special teams.
Marty, my opinion on special teams, there's been 2 really critical mistakes by Berlin in this football game. One, first half fielding the punt inside the 5-yard line with a fair catch. Terrible decision. You never do that inside the 10. And I think there you let that ball go into the end zone and you get yourself good field position to be able to start.
And they will start first down and 10 at their own 10, half number 2. Dent will hand off. It's Clark diving ahead for about a yard. We saw Kellyanne Stitz a short time ago talking to Mark Nory, the head coach of Olentangy Berlin, in his 8th year. Win tonight would be his 50th as the head coach at Olentangy Berlin. And I recall talking to him last year prior to this game we did, and I covered his teams in the past, and I asked him about the opportunity to come and take over a position like this one in this type of situation, facilities, district, all the things that are advantages for you, and he said this is just one he just simply couldn't pass up. Play fake, and Dent's rolling to throw. The lefty delivers ahead, and the ball goes through the hands of Dallin Maxson, shy of the 30-yard line.
Boy, that was the best-looking offensive play set up there. Good protection, good roll-off by the quarterback. I thought he delivered this ball maybe a tad high, but this is a catchable football. And I'm sure that Dallin Maxson would like to have another opportunity on that, and you can see the frustration of that young man. 3rd down and 9.
Mark Nory played offensive line at Boston College and was a member of some NFL practice squads, was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, they set up a screen. This is A.J. Clark trying to find some room out across the 15-yard line. But it is going to be brought down shy of the first down. Upper Arlington did a very nice job of dissecting that screen and had white shirts waiting on A.J. Clark. And Olentangy Berlin will be forced to punt the football away. Good job on the defensive side here.
No question about it. Nicky Sheehan has been really playing a solid game defensively for the Upper Arlington Golden Bears, number 6, the 5'10", 200-pound senior. And let's see if Upper Arlington brings a little pressure now on this kick.
Ardelia standing back at his 47, awaiting the punt of Colton Less. This will be returnable right about the midfield stripe. Runs into one of his own blockers, does Artelia, and will be spun down right around the 49 of Berlin. So Upper Arlington will start on the plus side of the midfield stripe for their initial possession here in half number 2. Luke Backus. Drew Theotto, the running back. 5'8", 177-pound junior. Again, had really the one big play in the game tonight, that 45-yard scamper down the sideline that set them up with a 1st and goal.
Yep, Marty, we talked about the importance of field position. Look at the differential right now at the beginning of the 3rd period where Berlin had to start that play at the 10-yard line, and now Upper Arlington gets the 3 and out, and they get the ball on the short side of the 50. That's a big difference in this game.
3 wides to the top of your screen. A little high snap that Backus pulls in. He's going to roll, throw, complete, and spinning ahead and losing the football, which rolls inside the 20. But as things have gone most of the night, it benefits Upper Arlington as it is recovered. Anderson Walter was downfield, and the ball rolled free. He got to it first and fell upon it inside the 20-yard line. The pass, the catch, and the fumble and the recovery put the Golden Bears in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals mean even greater service.
Yeah, if you're a Berlin fan, you know things are not going your way tonight when things like this happen. What a terrific play, though, by Upper Arlington, setting up, great faking in the backfield, great execution by Luke Backus, delivering that ball on the spot.
Ends up being a 31-yard gain, including the fumble recovery, and now penalty flags come in.
That motion on the front of that offensive line. Once again, somebody flinched down there.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
You know what does that is looking across the line and trying to figure out where Hudson Altman is. It doesn't make anybody flinch, right?
Well, we found him. There he is.
Yeah.
Hard to miss. He's a factor out there. 6'5", 305-pound senior. Getting a lot of Mid-American Conference offers and some Power 4 offers as well. Here's Backus to throw. Comes to the near side. Wolpert's open. Makes the catch. Adjusts. Speeds ahead inside the 10. And stretches ahead shy of the 1st down. Again, the line of scrimmage was the 18.
I want you to watch the job by Luke Backus setting the defense with his shoulder. Watch that. He pumps there, sets the safety, freezes him, and got to go to his senior wide receiver, Trent Wolpert. Mentioned a touchdown catch last week. 5 catches so far tonight for 91 yards. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Luke Backus. I'm impressed with the way he delivers the football on time.
3 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown last week for Wolpert. Here's Theodore with the carry inside the 5-yard line and plowing close to the goal line but being brought down.
Yeah, Drew Theotto is a returning running back at that position. Upper Arlington's had a great history of running backs, Marty, that in this young man, Theotto, just a junior, has the opportunity to be really special.
10 carries, 59 yards for Theotto. Gets the handoff this time, tries to find the edge, but a number of guys wearing blue shirts were right there to greet him as he tried to turn the corner. We've called Liam Donahue's name a number of times tonight. 5'11" senior, that inside linebacker spot, got there first. Watch this, good job. Shot right through the gap, made a nice tackle. Rolling toward the 8-minute mark, quarter number 3. These two teams met for the first time last year with, again, Upper Arlington winning. And again, we had motion across the front that time. That'll push the Golden Bears back 5. We were mentioning earlier about, of course, the big game tomorrow.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
When these two programs started their series last year, you like to see games like this early on between two pretty good programs.
That's the second time they've had that motion penalty on the center, Jack Kowalski. It seems to be infectious right now for that offensive line, and I think a lot of it has to do with the pressure that they're getting from Berlin on defense. And another.
Yep, you could see the frustration on Luke Backus as the penalty flag
dead ball
came in.
False start. Offense, number 80. Third down.
That look at the penalty flag brought to you by the United States Army. Uncover your potential in the United States Army. And you can see Backus just kind of grabbed the football with frustration right there as the penalty flag and the whistles came in.
Now, if there's any upside here, it gives you a little bit more room to be able to deal with in terms of delivering the football, but this is not anything you can be proud of, these penalties that they've had in the red zone.
What was it Justin Buttermore told you? 8 penalties last week in the first quarter?
Yep.
Back to throw back as edge rush is on by Donahue, and he gets to the quarterback and throws him down. Unblocked came the senior outside linebacker, made a straight beeline right for the quarterback and drops him for a loss.
Very impressive that time, coming with a little bit of a delayed blitz. Nobody able to pick him up. Watch the top side of your screen. There's no blocker there to be able to make any kind of a play. You really had to rely on your running back, Drew Theotto, to be able to make that block, but he had himself tied up in the middle, and now we're going to get an attempt of a 39-yard field goal.
Oakley's already made 2 in the game tonight. This will be from the near side hash, and again, a very good end zone look at the field goal attempt. Snap is good, but the kick is blocked. The kick is blocked, and Olentangy Berlin gets a big break right there. And the Bears with a little momentum perhaps after that special teams performance. The blocked field goal attempt. And Olentangy Berlin will have the ball when we come back. 6:23 to go. Quarter number 3, 13-0. Upper Arlington over Olentangy Berlin. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by D.R. Horton.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's national sales event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, the new Toyota, you can keep summer playing anywhere.
Get a new 25 Corolla or any new Camry with 4.99 APR financing. Lease a Corolla from $199 a month or Camry from $279 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Play back in after the blocked field goal. Berlin with the football. Line of scrimmage was their own 13-yard line. And Colton West picks up short yardage. Here's a look at the blocked field goal just a moment ago.
Snap was good. Hold was good. Again, just coming off the edge there.
Didn't catch the number right there of the Berlin player, but again, much like the sack by Donahue a moment ago, untouched off the edge. Dent straight up the middle of the field, out across the 20-yard line. He needs to get to the 23 for the first down.
Boy, that block kick giving the only thing that they've had to cheer about all night long, it seems like, for Berlin. Not that they've played poorly. It's just that they have not been able to break away and get that big play. A first down at this stage, crucial, I think, for their momentum, for their psyche in this football game, thinking that we're going to have a chance to get into this thing.
A.J. Clark off to the quarterback's left. And he'll hand it to Clark, and he was hit in the backfield and slowed down, and that blew that play up. Good penetration that time. Sprinting through that gap for Upper Arlington was Andrew Petzinger, the 5'10", 197-pound senior inside linebacker. Shot the gap and blew that play up.
Yeah, going to be a loss of about a half a yard on the play, and you can see there immediately there was pressure in the backfield. It's going to bring up a fourth down kicking situation. And again, flipping that field position once again for Upper Arlington. They should get the ball again with terrific field position. Wouldn't think any hanky-panky here or any trickery.
With the way your offense has struggled tonight, I
there
don't
you
know.
go.
And they will do it. Here's what we know, and it's a first down and more. Out across the 40 to the 45-yard line, and the tackle out across the midfield stripe. Mark Nory rolls the dice, and it works. And a big break right there for Olentangy Berlin as they snapped it to the up back. And
that was Jason Wright.
Yeah. Watch the tight end here. Take the snap. Punter left did a good job of selling it on the fake.
We're hoping that's Jason Wright. There's two 30s
again, yeah,
on the roster. If we screwed it up, Jason didn't give credit to the right dude, I apologize. But that is a really good play, and I just had a sense that they might try a little bit of hanky-panky there to come up with the first. And nothing else is working. Why not?
So they have the ball in Upper Arlington territory at the 47. And here is Dent to throw now. Steps up into the pocket. He'll keep the football to the side, and right near the 40-yard line.
How big momentum in a football game? A lot in basketball on runs at certain times where there's a lot of change of momentum in the game. But I think football creates these opportunities, and it's the weirdest kind of plays. A block kick here, a fake punt here. And they put themselves in a position where they're starting to all of a sudden forget all the bad stuff that has happened so far and feel pretty good about themselves.
And you hear it said often that it just seems like things start to cascade to kind of roll downhill for you in these situations. 2nd down and 3 at the 40. See if they can keep it going. Here's a pass over the middle, and there it is. Another catch. That's Bryce Rohde with the reception. Rohde, a 6'3 senior, and he gets inside the Upper Arlington 25 to the 23. They pick up a 17 and another first down, and the Bears are rolling.
Well, I think the offensive coordinator opened up a new chapter in the playbook as well, because we didn't see this kind of faking in the backfield in the first half of the football game. Really a good job by Tice Dent of showing that pitch, pulling it back up, and hitting his big tight end. What a great target Bryce Rohde is at 6'3".
Had one catch last week for 19 yards, picks up 17 on his first catch tonight. There's a play fake, and Dent's rolling to the near side. He'll zip the ball ahead and has Colton Less inside the 10-yard line. It's a first down again. 1st and goal upcoming. Not only is it a 1st and goal, but Olentangy Berlin has entered the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals mean even greater service.
Yeah, Colton Less, a couple of catches already tonight. And how about this? Going to your right side as a lefty, delivering that ball right on the spot. And you can see coming up to make the play was the free safety, Nolan Miller, but late to the dance, and they're 1st and goal.
One of the things that Mark Nory talked about last week was how Tice Dent, as the game went on, got more and more comfortable piloting the Berlin offense. 1st and goal, the ball at the 5-yard line of Upper Arlington. Dent takes the snap, turns up, pushes towards the goal line and gets shoved back. He got inside the 5 and then was knocked back as he worked inside. James Janowitz was there for Upper Arlington.
Marty, you talked about this early at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Getting points on the board is obviously critical for Berlin at this stage, but 6 on the board. Once you get the ball 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line, you don't want to come away with a goal here. I fully expect RPO out of this quarterback, Tice Dent.
2nd and goal at the 3. Dent looks to throw into the end zone. Touchdown, Olentangy Berlin, Colton Less. And from 3 yards out, with 96 seconds left in quarter number 3, Olentangy Berlin right back in this game. The fake punt spurs the drive, and the Bears score and cut the lead of Upper Arlington to 13-6.
Really good play action inside, held the linebacker, and wide open on the slant play, coming right over the middle, is Colton Less.
Try the extra point, Aiden Alonso. Snap a bit high. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Olentangy Berlin paddles back. Again, 96 seconds left in quarter number 3. Upper Arlington's lead now stands at 13-7 over the Berlin Bears. This is Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. It's presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Paid for by NHTSA. Fake punt on 4th down and 1. Spurred the Olentangy Berlin drive, and they go into the end zone on the touchdown pass from Tice Dent to Colton Less. We've got a brand new ball game, 13-7 right now. Upper Arlington on top. The Golden Bears about to get the football back. Upper Arlington last week, 352 yards of offense, 195 on the ground, 157 through the air against Anthony Wayne. But the Berlin defense, well, really both defenses have been very good in this one tonight. The kick started to roll into the end zone and made a right turn and came back out. And the return man has dropped shy of the 10-yard line, as that was a break for Berlin right there, as Upper Arlington will start with perhaps their worst field position of the night on a drive, as the Golden Bear offense will come onto the field, down to the sidelines. And here's Kellyanne Stitz.
Hey guys, I'm joined by a special guest, Sergeant Peter Van Dyne, who is celebrating 18 years with the Army. Thank you for your service, first and foremost, Sergeant Van Dyne. But why did you join?
I joined the Army for a chance to be a role model to my daughters, but then also help my daughter go to college.
What is your favorite thing about the Army?
The people. Traveling the world, meeting people from all over the United States, and job training. Just a lot of great things about the Army.
If somebody is interested in joining, what would be your message to them, or best piece of advice?
Best piece of advice, don't be scared. I feel like the Army has given me so many opportunities and introduced me to so many different people, and it's opened so many doors for my career after the Army.
If anybody's interested in joining, where can they find information?
GoArmy.com. We have local recruiting stations all over Columbus. I'm at Columbus West. We have Soren Beamish here from Delaware. We have Columbus East, Westerville, Grove City, and our local company is here in Columbus.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for your service, Sergeant Van Dyne.
Thank you so much for your support.
Guys.
All right, Kellyanne, thank you. We'd like to echo that. Thank you for your service as well, too. Always great to see our men and women in uniform. So Upper Arlington trying to keep a drive alive here. They have now in at running back Jaden Chinnabong. He's had the carries each of the last two after the opening kick, or after the touchdown, rather. Bounced near the goal line. And they face a 3rd down and 5 now with the ball at their own 14-yard line. We go 10 seconds left in quarter number 3. Here's Backus back to throw, flushed out of the pocket, and he will fire as a receiver wide open down the far sideline at the 40 to the 45. That's Wolpert, spun out of bounds, and a big completion on 3rd down right there by Upper Arlington as Backus finds Wolpert for a huge first down.
Boy, that took the air out of the balloon that was going really high up in the air for the Berlin Bears, and Upper Arlington, trying to get that momentum back, and give it to Luke Backus for being able to have a bit of a broken play, but good recognition by the receivers to be able to go downfield and find themselves open.
32 yards on the pitch and catch on a huge first down. Moves the ball out to the 46, their own 46, with 3 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. That's a Buckeye State Bank first down. Here's another pass to Wolpert, another catch, and he's spun out of bounds. And that will do it for quarter number 3. 4th quarter coming up here at Olentangy Berlin. It's a 1-score game. Olentangy Berlin got back on a big fake punt, kept the drive alive, and they pushed the ball into the end zone. Upper Arlington, though, trying to answer. It's a good one. 4th quarter's coming up. Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton. Dave Holmes, Beanie Wells, and Cardale Jones are your hosts for The Script. It's a new podcast that covers Ohio State's story with big opinions and real talk from real Buckeyes. New episodes every week. The Script, available now wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back to Olentangy Berlin. Toyota's Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton with Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz in the sidelines. I'm Marty Bannister. 13-7 as we start quarter number 4. Upper Arlington with the lead and the football. Golden Bears led 13-0 at the half. Offense has been at a premium in this one tonight. Jade Chinnavong with the carry there for Upper Arlington just across the midfield stripe to the 48-yard line. Golden Bears trying to get out of the gate at 2-0.
Liam Donahue once again active on that defensive side, able to make penetration and come up with the tackle. He's been kind of a silent assassin in there tonight, just able to go in there and make things work.
Inside handoff, this is Chinnavong, and he gets near the 45-yard line and did get to the 45. He's a yard shy of the first down.
Big play call here for Coach Buttermore. You got a yard to go. You got to get it to the 44-yard line for a first down, but not even hesitating, sending the punt team out. Boy, just really good defense once again by the Berlin Bears. Now again, field position going to be a challenge for them. Assuming this kick gets off cleanly, they ought to be able to pin the Bears down inside the 10-yard line.
Colton Less stands back at his own 10-yard line. Oakley's kick. Angles to the near side, takes a good bounce at the 5, and will just get into the end zone. They were unable to get down there and down it. And Olentangy Berlin's offense with some momentum will come back onto the field here early here in this fourth quarter with just a little over a minute and a half down. We have a Olentangy Berlin player slow getting it. Don't forget, after the game tonight, it's FNR Scores, your tickets to high school sports scores all season long. The only place to go for scores on Fox 28. And that comes your way after our game tonight on this busy week number 2 of the high school football season.
Looks like he's going to be okay.
Berlin athletic training staff out there to check on the
Ethan Rader
player. Yeah, he's been a quality performer tonight on that defense. Again, he was a wide receiver last year, and they moved him over to defense this year to the linebacker spot. It was interesting, Mark Nory saying they don't really play too deep together defensively. They basically just put their players and give them ratings for the things that they do, what positions that they play on in the game, and just grade them out that way and then play them at those positions. That's a very unique style that they use, and that was one of the things that Justin Buttermore was talking about, that when he called it a UFO-style defense.
7 out of 10 so far tonight throwing the football. Got the touchdown here late in the third quarter.
Berlin with the ball at their own 20-yard line. They'll put A.J. Clark in motion. Low snap, and he's able to reach out, knock down, put a hand on. But this play is going to end up being a loss, as by the time he finally corralled the football, James Janowitz was there. Also coming in was Jake Braun. They had a number of guys wearing white shirts around that football.
Yeah, snap just off left of the quarterback, and then able to get it down and don't make a play worse. Just go ahead and tuck it and come back for play number 2. James Janowitz there on the play for the Golden Bears.
They'll flank 2 wides to the near side. Will the Berlin Bear offense. Out of the pistol formation, Dent. Hands off Clark. And the ball's loose on the field, and Upper Arlington may have it. The ball's popped out of the grasp of the running back. The Golden Bears say it's their football.
got an injured player on the field as well, right down by the pile. And
it is Upper Arlington football. Jake Braun looks to be the Golden Bear, came away with the loose ball, and a big break right there for Upper Arlington, and the momentum swings right back to the Golden Bear side of the field.
Boy, just a convergence on that running play. We'll watch again. Great view from the linebacker position. See, it looks like he's got himself well around the football, but great tackle right up the middle, popped the ball loose. In there was the safety, Nolan Miller, who was in there second. But the Upper Arlington Golden Bears will take this ball over right outside the 20-yard line.
Ball will be spotted at the Berlin 20. They'll hand the football off. And not much running room at all here on this first down carry. Again, the line of scrimmage was the 20. Theotto back in the game at the running back spot. And made the short gain to the 17-yard line. That carry by Theotto moves the offense into the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals, Jeff Logan meet even greater service.
How about that?
Ball's at the 17, pick up a 3.
Don't get too conservative here if you're Upper Arlington. You got Luke Backus with a hot hand. Let him keep dealing.
Play fake. Backus looks to throw, turns back, goes towards the end zone, and a juggling attempt at a catch. There was some contact in the end zone right there.
Push off, separation there. A lot of hand fighting going on. The intended receiver down there was Trent Wolpert. He's been a favorite receiver tonight. 7 catches for 129 yards so far for Wolpert. Watching the end zone here. You're going to see this right in your screen. Yeah, pretty good defense.
Yeah, Braylon Lopez.
It looked worse in real time than it was in slow-mo.
Third down at 7. Ball's at the 17.
Great catch by our great crew down there.
Backus rolling, trying to evade Altman, and he'll just heave this one out of bounds. And this is the benefit of having a leg like Oakley's, with it being now third down and 7 at the 17. And Justin Buttermore not going to think any further about it. They're going to run the field goal unit back onto the field here.
It's a big field goal at this point. Because
Absolutely.
now it's
9-point game.
Yeah, it becomes a two-score game. All of a sudden, if you're able to get this field goal. So they'll spot this at the 25-yard line. It'll be a 35-yard kick. Absolutely in the wheelhouse of this young man. Let's see. Last one was blocked.
Again, the 35-yard attempt coming up. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and that one will make its way through. But they had pressure, did Berlin. They got some individuals through the gaps, but Oakley's strong leg overcomes that. And from 35 out, he increases the lead to 9 with 8:52 to go in the game. 16-7 Upper Arlington. Olentangy Berlin has the ball when we come back. This is Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton.
Summer's almost over.
But there's lots of end-of-summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Go long! Yes. Time right. Manning drops back and he flips one right down the middle. Well done. No, this one's burning.
Now you can get a new 25 RAV4 with 4.99 APR financing, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 for $309 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
Come in today.
Great job, rookie.
Toyota, let's go places.
Upper Arlington increases the lead to 9 thanks to the right foot of that talented young man, Edward Oakley. Olentangy Berlin will get the football back. Oakley has 3 field goals tonight. As we were talking when that drive stalled, that's the benefit of having a young man with that kind of ability. More often than not, you know you're going to have a good chance of getting points. Les backpedals into the end zone, and ball went into the end zone, so it will come out, and Olentangy Berlin's offense will come back onto the field. Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center, tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. everyone on all of those platforms watching Jeff Logan tonight.
Well, and Kellyanne Stitz is the queen of every one of those locations, right? She's everywhere. Big Buckeye special before she came here with no note for being late.
Exactly.
No note
None
for being
whatsoever.
late.
But as she said to us, I don't need one.
That's right. I feel like that was a good excuse, right, guys?
First down and 10 throw is incomplete to the near side. Hey, Kellyanne, with the interest surrounding what's going on tomorrow, it has to be fun to see the reaction that people are having to that and all the work that's going into that. It's got to be fun to be a part of something like that tomorrow.
It really is fun, and especially with what ticket prices are going as, I'm really excited that I get to have the best seat in the house. Not to brag to the viewers at home,
Not to rub it into anybody, right? Not to rub it in, right?
Jeff and I will have the best seats in the house tomorrow, but no, it's really fun and exciting. There's a lot of excitement around this one, and a lot of former guys are in town. I actually spoke with JT Tuimoloau before this.
Here's Dent on his way up the middle of the field towards a first down out across the 30, and a good job right there by the quarterback. And a flag comes in after the gain of 11 out to the 31. Some folks are getting a little agitated with each other down there right now, but it is good enough for a first down. And our ABC6 crew has been doing a great job of getting everyone ready for the game. Kellyanne, a big part of all of that. Dave Holmes.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, number 3. Unnecessary roughness after the play was over. 15 yards.
So tack on 15 to 11. That becomes a 26-yard gain. Move even deeper towards the midfield stripe for Olentangy.
The NFL season a week away from start, up a lot of guys. Rush to be able to game Saturday. It'll be a flooded sideline for Ohio for that game. I guarantee you, Texas long enough to have this in town.
This one with a 16 Upper Arlington. Dent to throw. Little play fake, goes to the sideline, has Les wide open, makes the catch, and then runs out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. What a throw, what a catch by Dent to Les. And it's a first down for Berlin. They're coming right back down the field. The ball to the Upper Arlington 24-yard line.
Well, Tice Dent makes a great throw, but he froze the corner with the shoulder shimmy, and that was the difference in the game in the play. He froze the corner, making it look like he was going to deliver the football, and then put that ball up for grabs, and unfortunately was not able to stay in bounds, or he had a touchdown.
Les has been worth more tonight. That was a 30-yard catch right there, a big play for Berlin. He had the touchdown reception a short time ago. Here's Dent rolling against pressure, hitting the backfield and drops. The Upper Arlington defense stepping up with a big play when needed, getting through that time. Andrew Petzinger, the senior linebacker, with a huge play right there, and the play loses back across the 29 to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Petzinger's a guy that gets everybody lined up where they're supposed to be, and you can see right there he got pressure inside along with James Janowitz.
Had 5 tackles last week in the victory over Anthony Wayne, did Petzinger. Now it's second down and long, 2nd and 17. Dent, again, pressure, goes down. Line of scrimmage was the 31. He was able to step through a couple of defenders and to the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, and that brings up 2nd and 13 as the clock continues to roll with 7:12 play. This matchup between Ohio Capital Conference schools, different divisions, Berlin and the Cardinal, Upper Arlington in the Central Division. Back to throw again, Dent. Pressure is on. He's rolling. He'll fire ahead, and the pass is caught again. And once again, Colton Les makes the catch, then steps out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And the Berlin Bears, but hang on, there's a penalty flag down back upfield at the 36.
Oh, they might get holding. That's going to be the call. It's coming back. Wow. Boy, and there is a lot of conversation going on between coaching staff and officials.
Offense, number 73, 10-yard penalty, replay third down.
Well, Mark Nory, being a former offensive lineman, will tell you that it's impossible. They never hold. You can see it right there. Had him by the jersey.
Grabbed him by the jersey.
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah,
And the official has to call that play, but really a good scramble play by Tice Dent, all for naught. Going to bring up third down and a long way to go.
And, Jeff, take us through a lot of that, because on every play there's going to be that hand fighting going on in there, but when it's an obvious thing like that, you have to.
If you keep your hands inside those shoulder pads and grab the jersey, you're going to be okay. But the minute that guy breaks away and he sees that jersey go with him, that's when they're going to make that call.
3rd and 23 now after the walk-off back at the 37, and now another penalty flag comes in and a procedure call against the offense. We'll push them back 5 more.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
A couple of the offensive linemen for Berlin going palms up down there like, what are we supposed to do? But you got to stay still in that line. And I know everybody's excited at this point. They're trying to make a play. What do we got? 3rd and about 25 or 30 yards, Marty.
3rd and 28 to be more precise, Mr. Logan.
Thank you.
With 6:45 to go in the game. 4 wides are on the field for the quarterback, Tice Dent. Steps up into the pocket, gets through one defender, but not a group of 3 who were waiting for him just across the 40-yard line. Once again, there was Andrew Petzinger, who has made some big plays and tackles for losses tonight, and he was right there to greet the junior quarterback across the 40 to 39.
Again, the safety's just sitting there reading his eyes, trying to see what's going on, and they would have rather thrown this ball with obviously 28 yards to go for the first down, but nothing to go, and looks like at this stage, Mark Nory is going to go for it on 4th down.
Ryan Marks also helping out on that tackle a moment ago for Upper Arlington, a 5'10 senior.
6 defensive backs in for Upper Arlington. 4 safeties playing deep all the way down to the 20-yard line, and we're going to get a timeout for the Berlin Bears.
Bears want to think about what play to run here with a 4th and 24
That's their
awaiting
first
them.
of the half.
Thank you. With 5:58 to go in the game, 16-7. Upper Arlington leads Berlin. This is Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Toyota and D.R. Horton. At the half, we showed you the Upper Arlington High School Marching Band. Let's take this sneak peek at the Olentangy Berlin High School Marching Band's performance. It's sponsored by Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna. The Olentangy Berlin High School Marching Band. Great job by those student athletes and those students at the intermission. Big play coming up here, 4th and 24 for Olentangy Berlin with 5:58 left in the game. Out of the timeout. Back to throw now is Dent. Has some time, delivers over the middle. They're going to run a hook and ladder here and get the ball to Les, who tosses it back to a receiver coming towards him. And that receiver, that was A.J. Clark, who after taking the toss from Les was put to the turf immediately at the 30. It is way shy of the first down. And Upper Arlington will get the football back.
Really good defensive awareness by Upper Arlington, anticipation that this was coming. And you can see once again, Andrew Petzinger has been spectacular tonight on the defensive side. You know, Marty, so far tonight, Tice Dent throwing 8 for 13 for about 100 yards so far. And most importantly, they had 13 yards of total offense in the first half. Had 131 so far here in the second half. So big improvement for the Berlin Bears.
They have just been unable to convert on big situations. Piatto with the carry out across the 30-yard line to the 34. That young man's had a big night carrying the ball. We had that one large gain, 5'8", 178-7-pound junior clutching here.
Good job by that push by that offensive line. You know, we've not seen Tristan D. Phillips back into the football game. Remember that injury early on, the big tight end for the Upper Arlington Bears. Marshall Renke getting a lot of the snaps as tight end.
Stack wides to the near side. And it's a running play to the near side, and again, short gain for Theodo, right to the 35-yard line. Clock rolling, under 5 to go in this one. Next week, we head to Pickerington North to see the Panthers and the Pickerington Central Tigers, their annual get-together. Talk about this era of schools and rivalry games going by the wayside. It's good to see ones like that still being played each and every year. They're in different divisions in the OCC.
Well, we don't call it Friday Night Rivals by mistake, do we?
That one takes on a life of its own, doesn't
Yes,
it, when they get together?
Yes, it does.
Backus will spin, being chased, delivers the ball ahead, and the throw is incomplete to the far side in front of his bench. So that quickly brings up the 4th down, and Berlin's going to get the ball back. There's still some time left, 4:17 to go in the game. I think Justin Buttermore would like to have seen a little more time eaten off of the clock with that offensive possession.
Got some separation over there, but that is a tough throw for a right-handed quarterback to make, rolling to that left side, throwing across the body. And all right, they want to be perfect here in execution. Late substitution coming in for Upper Arlington to get 11 on the field, and it looks like Berlin's going after the punter.
Colton Less stands back at his 30-yard line. Here's the kick, very high kick. He gets some air underneath these bad boys. That's a high spiraling kick. Less backpedaling with the fair catch call inside the 25-yard line at the 24. So with 4:09 to go in the game, the Berlin offense will come back onto the field again, down 9 points as they put their offense back onto the field. It's already, of course, being hyped as the biggest college football season opener ever. It is, of course, the showdown tomorrow at the Horseshoe. Buckeyes battle the Longhorns. The football fever on ABC6 is the perfect play to get you ready for the big noon kickoff. Watch the football fever tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. It is only on ABC6, the hardest working woman in broadcasting in Central Ohio. Kellyanne Stitz will be there.
She's everywhere.
Absolutely. Back to throw. Dent goes far side, and a receiver with the catch at the 25-yard line for Olentangy Berlin. Dallin Maxon's had a big night tonight on offense for the Bears offense.
Hurry up offense. Time is of the essence.
Play game 3 out to the 27. Dent rolling again. Will sidearm sling it ahead and has a receiver who makes the catch and gets shouldered down to the turf at the 31-yard line.
Nick Ardelia there to make the play, wearing number 0 for Upper Arlington, 3-year starter.
So the Bears have quickly moved out to the 31, where they now face a 3rd down call, 3rd and 4. Dent rolling to the other side to throw. Now we'll just tuck the football and run, and bumps into a couple of Golden Bear defenders. But it looks like he did get enough for the 1st down. Betzinger was there for the Upper Arlington defense, also coming up to help out for UA on the stop that time. They had a couple of guys around the football that time. Also there was Owen Ross on that defensive line.
Yep, good nose for the football, able to pick up the 1st down, keep the drive alive. Clock running at 3:05.
Again, Dent to throw, near side for Less, and overthrows him and out of bounds, stopping the clock with 2:56 to go in the game.
Working on Jake Braun over there, that cornerback. He's got his hands full with wide receiver Colton Less. Colton Less has had a big night in terms of receptions. He's been a favored receiver of quarterback Tice Dent. 4 catches so far for 55 yards.
Including the touchdown reception. Back to throw is Dent, flushed out of the pocket. The lefty on the run, looking long downfield for Landon Sexton, who makes the catch in Upper Arlington territory, goes down inside the 30. That's a guy that Mark Nory talked about. He felt that and feels that he has some talent, that wide receiver spot. Landon Sexton, a senior, with a big catch right there and a first down.
Boy, that's a good job. 50-50 ball being thrown down there. And how about Tice Dent keeping this play alive? Nobody to find open. Gets over to roll to his left, getting a lot of pressure, and delivers this where only his receiver could maybe go up and get it. And going up against a pretty good defender in Jake Braun.
Picked up 49 yards and a first down. Clark on the move. Flare it to the far side where Clark makes the catch. Trying to get away from an Upper Arlington defensive back. Nick Ardelia's had a big night tonight, making some big plays, and that was a good open field tackle right there.
Yeah, he was being blocked, and he was able to shuck that blocker and get over there and make the play. Really saved that from being probably a first down if the receiver's able to continue on. Ardelia, good stop.
5'11", 194-pound senior. We approach the 2-minute mark. Dent again rolling to throw, steps up, fires, and again has a catch. Colton Less again coming through with a big catch. And how about that grab in traffic right there with a couple of Bears defenders? The sophomore Nolan Miller, whose dad knows a little something about making some tackles on a football field. Former Ohio State linebacker and one-time broadcaster, our mutual friend Ryan Miller.
Absolutely, comes from good stock as well. His mom is Lauren Schenk, who was a terrific basketball player.
Well, that's obviously the better part of that duo right there.
There's no doubt about that.
1:44 to go in the game. Dent, play fake, throws, and the pass is batted away.
Incidental contact there, but again, a lot of faking that Tice Dent is putting on there. Shovel fake out there, freezes the linebackers, and then trying to throw into that open spot, and just a little bit late getting the ball.
Stops the clock with 98 seconds left in the game.
Boy, the life of a head coach.
How about that, huh? Mark Nory had a great career at Stowe High School, Northeast Ohio. An opportunity here at Berlin he just simply could not pass up. Back to throw again is Dent. Steps up into the pocket. He's grabbed around the waist and thrown down. Again, good pressure that time. Upper Arlington, their defenders, again, staying home. And in the middle, there was James Janowitz.
No timeouts remaining for the Berlin Bears, Marty. So we're down to 1:20 on the clock.
They'll put 3 wides on the field.
Well, we're showing no timeouts on our screen. So if I made a mistake, that's my mistake.
Back to throw now is Dent again. Looking, running, being chased, still on the go. Gets through one tackle attempt inside the 10 and is knocked down. Was able to get away from Cooper McGinty, the nose tackle.
Yeah, the scoreboard, by the way, is showing 2 timeouts remaining for Berlin. So
timeout.
Again.
Berlin. That's their second.
So watch Dent here as he navigates his way through a lot of traffic.
Now, obviously, 2-score game, you got to get the ball into the end zone one way or another. It's got to be a field goal and a touchdown, some combination thereof.
Ryan Marks also over there to make the tackle. 5'10", 170-pound senior was there helping out. Upper Arlington trying to hang on here in his final 56 seconds and take home the orb in this matchup for the second consecutive year.
I assume Kellyanne's got her hands all over that orb right now. Right? I mean, warming that dude up, getting ready to go out there. Right, kiddo?
Oh, yeah. I'm protecting the orb. I'm the keeper of the orb. It's a little cool tonight, so definitely warming it up for the winner.
Nobody better to warm up that orb than Kellyanne Stitz.
And we'll see in important 58 seconds here.
Could not have asked for a better night for high school football. The weather certainly cooperating.
Feels like October, doesn't it?
And Mark Nory's going to get points here while he can. And you have to I think this is a pretty good move because either way, you're going to have to get.
Agreed. Here's another timeout. Looks like Upper Arlington's maybe going to take a time.
Aiden Alonzo will get set to try this field goal attempt. He is 2 for 2 on the season.
Timeout. UA.
This game was pretty lacking in offensive firepower and explosion, but we take a look at our play of the game tonight, brought to you by the Middlefield Banking Company. It was a fake punt which set up Olentangy Berlin to keep a drive alive and help them produce their only touchdown of the night. And there you see it right there. They had a 4th down and 1 near the midfield stripe, and Jeff and I were thinking, well, they're probably going to go ahead and kick the football away. It shows you what we know. As Mark Nory rolled the dice, it worked. That's our Middlefield Banking Company play of the game.
They may not win the game, but they certainly had the play of the game so far, no question about it. But if you're going to give yourself a chance, you've got to make this field goal. Onside kick, recover it, touchdown. Who knows what can happen here in Central Ohio football.
And again, as we were saying, at one point or another, you're going to have to get 3 points anyway.
Exactly.
So.
I think this is the right decision by Coach Nory.
The ball inside the 15-yard line, so this will be an 18-yard attempt. Well, check it at the 13-yard line, so it'll be a 23-yard attempt for Aiden Alonzo. In our end zone shot, we'll bring you the look here. Snap a bit high. The kick is up, and the kick by Alonzo is up, and it is good. So with 54 seconds left in the game, 16-10 now is the score, and stand by for the onside kick.
Well, we've had a block kick, we've had a fake punt, we've had field goals, we've had all kinds of stuff in tonight's football game, and now we're going to have the onside kick. Worst kept secret in the building.
Upper Arlington will get their hands team on the field.
Again, a year ago, this was a 17-14 win by the Golden Bears over Olentangy Berlin.
Came right down to the wire last year.
Touchdown called back for the Berlin Bears in that game. But again, it looked like the Bears were nowhere to be found after the first half. And they came out with a bunch of momentum, made some plays, got themselves back into the football game.
And you know what's funny, Jeff, when you think about that, what they did last year going into that game, they had won their opener, beating DeSale 17-10, but they lost that game, and then after that, they managed to win 9 of their next 10 games and make a good run. So obviously, even though they did lose that game, it certainly from a momentum standpoint really helped Mark Nory's team. And I know they want to win this one tonight, but you would have to think there's a lot to build on even if they come up short in this one.
Yep, two games in a row on the road after this game. They play at New Albany and at Liberty, and then they've got Orange after that, so it's not going to get easy.
So Aiden Alonzo will get set to onside kick this one with 54 seconds left. Approaches the football. Here we go. And this one is low on the ground. It's loose, and it's a free ball. And Berlin says it's theirs. And it is. They got it. They did come away with the onside kick. At the bottom of that pile for the Bears was Joey Lombardo, a backup sophomore tight end, who went low into the pack to come away with the football. That kick had a lot of zip on it, and it bounced off one of the Upper Arlington upbacks right there.
Boy, you got your hands guys out there trying to make plays, and
that was one of the wideouts, Anderson Walter, who just could not scoop that kick up. And with 50 seconds left, oh my goodness, Olentangy Berlin has the football at the 47 of Upper Arlington.
Touchdown ties it, extra point wins it.
Berlin sideline trying to work the crowd back into this one. Dent's back to throw. In the pocket. Here comes the pressure. Dent rolls, sets. We'll just have to throw this one away to the near side. We've seen a number of coverage, not quite sacks, but coverage by the Upper Arlington defense, which forced Dent to get rid of the football.
One timeout remaining for the Olentangy Berlin Bears. Upper Arlington's got 2. Clock is certainly in favor of Upper Arlington. Pressure on Mark Nory and his offensive football team. Looks like a totally different offense, though, that we saw in the second half than they had in the first half. And I think they've just opened things up and said, we got to go. We got to let our quarterback deal out there and make things happen. Officials having a conversation.
Might be a clock issue, Jeff, I think. That was the first thing I noticed, the officials looking towards the scoreboard clock.
The play clock never ran after the snap. The clock is being reset to 45 seconds.
That makes sense.
So that will bring up a second down and 10 call. Again, the ball's at the Upper Arlington 47. Olentangy Berlin just recovered the onside kick, trailing 16-10. 3 wides are flanked to the top of your screen. The junior quarterback, Tice Dent, rolling to throw with the football. Still rolling, delivers ahead, and has a receiver making the catch far side at the 30-yard line, and then being knocked down over that far side. That was Bryce Rohde with the catch at the 30. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. They quickly race to the line of scrimmage as the clock continues to roll. Ball at the 30. 34 seconds left. Second big catch of the night by Bryce Rohde. And now Upper Arlington wants to stop the momentum here and call timeout.
Timeout, Upper Arlington.
So the offensive strategy right now for the Berlin Bears is to roll the quarterback out to the wide side of the field, flood the zone at different levels. Get somebody at 10, somebody at 20, somebody down the field at 30, and really put pressure on Upper Arlington to make the communication back there in the back end. That really becomes the most important thing. All those safeties back there, and they've got 3 deep safeties, they've got to communicate. Just like in basketball, I'm handing my guy off to you, you got him. So this is really going to come down to the safeties being able to make plays.
Each team has a timeout remaining. 30 seconds left in the game. Tice Dent, the junior quarterback, after a sluggish first half, started to gain confidence and momentum here in the second half. The Upper Arlington defense, though, has come up with big play after big play here in the second half. 30-yard line is where the ball will scrimmage, where Berlin will scrimmage here, right here. This is a first down sponsored by Classic Exteriors. 4 wides, 2 on either side. Dent, again, looking to throw, has time, and the pass again is caught inside the 20-yard line and thrown back after making the catch far side.
They got to stop the clock for the first down.
That was Dallin Maxon making the catch, and Jeff's right as the chains are moved. The play carry to the 17-yard line, a pickup of 13.
Boy, did Tice Dent take a hit when he threw the football there. Looked like a late. They're going to probably reset the clock a little bit because the clock has to stop when they're resetting the chain. So we'll see if there's a correction on the clock.
Dallin Maxon with a big catch right there. He's a good target, the 6'1", 170-pound senior. He had Jake Braun draped all over him. Hauled that one in.
The player obtained the first down while inbounds. The clock was not stopped appropriately, therefore we're resetting the clock to 21 seconds, and the game clock will start on the official's whistle.
Good job by the officials that time.
Ball is officially marked at the 18. Out of the shotgun formation, Dent back to throw. Rolling, looking, delivers ahead. The pass is caught and angling out of bounds to the near side. Landon Sexton with another catch. That will stop the clock with 11 seconds left. The play carry to the Upper Arlington 16-yard line.
Still 1 timeout remaining for the Berlin Bears, so this does not have to necessarily go into the end zone. But we're talking about the ability to maybe have 2 plays, Marty, at this stage?
That play carried just for a gain of 2, Jeff. 11 seconds left. A.J. Clark to the left of the quarterback, Dent. Waist high snap, backs the throw. Sets, looks towards the near side, and the pass is incomplete. 6 seconds left. And it's a 2nd down and 8. And again, with 1 timeout left, I think you have time to maybe get to the sideline on a 3rd down and 8 call upcoming here to maybe get 1 quick out to the sideline. And if it's inbounds, obviously stop the clock and then take your shot towards the end zone. 3 wides are flanked to the top of your screen.
Watch Dallin Maxon here, number 9 on this play.
Colton Less at the bottom of your screen. He's had a big game tonight. Has the touchdown reception earlier with 6 seconds left. Here's Dent back to throw. Rolling to the near side, being chased. Heaves this one ahead, just throws it away. And that stops the clock with 1.4 seconds left. So it all comes down to this. The incompletion stops the clock. Upper Arlington will drop 8 defenders here.
Only 3 lined up to rush in. It looks like a timeout being taken by the Berlin Bears.
Berlin.
Well, there's really
that's their last timeout of the game.
Really not much to discuss here on this timeout.
Get it in the end zone, right? You got to have some plays for your quarterback that you know he is most comfortable with, right? And again, the success that they've had is him rolling to the wide side of the field and being able to throw layers. And what the receivers have to do is make sure that there's separation in those layers of, guy 10, guy 20, guy 30. And they want to make sure that the defense has to play honest, where one defender cannot cover 2 guys that get too close together.
Bryce Rohde, a 6'3", 215-pound senior, I think would be a likely target here. Obviously, Colton Less, with what he has done in the game tonight, the 5'11" senior. But Dallin Maxon has made some big catches down the stretch here for Coach Mark Nory and his offense. Ball's at the 16 of Upper Arlington. Last play of the game coming up here, barring a defensive penalty.
Now they're splitting out Bryce Rohde to the top of your screen. He's in the slot. See if he runs a little post over here and they try and get the ball into him in the end zone.
16-10, Upper Arlington.
Here we go. The chess game is
timeout.
on.
UA.
Justin Buttermore will burn.
That is their last timeout.
Thank you.
Of the game.
Their last ability to stop the game. Coming right down to the wire in week number 2. This timeout brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Boy, you talk about a tale of 2 halves,
Absolutely.
Marty. I mean, this thing was dragging in the first half.
It really was.
Nobody was really playing well on either side of the ball.
It seemed that our play of the game a short time ago kind of turned everything in this game, the momentum and everything. Huh?
No question about it. No question. And we've seen a variety of things in this game that maybe you don't expect to see all the time. And give these kids a lot of credit, and these coaching staff have done a terrific job with their team.
When producer Dean Marini says this is the play of the game, he's not joking.
He's the boss, isn't he?
He got it right on the money.
Yes, sir.
Well, unless something happens here, then we...
All right, once again, in the slot, your tight end, Bryce Rohde, along with Dallin Maxon at the top of the screen.
And they'll rush just 3. Here we go, 1.4 left.
They're bringing the blitz.
Back to throw is Dent. Looks for the end zone. The pass is intercepted. It's intercepted. Upper Arlington will win. Andrew Petzinger, who has made big play after big play, makes a huge play right there. Picks off the pass near the goal line, and Upper Arlington hangs on and wins. A game that turned into a thriller down the stretch here tonight at Olentangy Berlin. Watch it again here.
Just in the drop there. They were trying to get the ball to Colton Less, and the linebacker drop was right on spot. What a game by Andrew Petzinger. They call him the head of the defense, and he was there to make the play and now drops to a knee to make sure that he takes care of the football. And just like that, Upper Arlington goes to 2-0.
He needed every bit of that 5-foot 10-inch frame to haul that one in. And a heck of a play there by Andrew Petzinger. Justin Buttermore said earlier in the week he might be a bit undersized, but he's a really intelligent defender, has the ability to get everyone where they need to be, and he was where he needed to be to seal the deal with the interception. And Upper Arlington moves to 2-0, winning a thriller here tonight, 16-10 over Olentangy Berlin in our Toyota Friday Night Rivals week number 2 matchup. Again, this game was very sluggish in the first half. It looked like Upper Arlington pretty much had this one in their hip pocket despite only leading 13-0. Berlin was unable to generate any offense, but things turned around, and it was an exciting finish here tonight. Upper Arlington wins it 16-10. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's national sales event, summer plays on. Whether you're teaching the art of tailgating, showing up for the home team, or finding the ultimate skybox, with a new Toyota, you can keep summer playing anywhere.
Get a new 25 Corolla or any new Camry with 4.99 APR financing. Lease a Corolla from $199 a month or Camry from $279 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Upper Arlington moves to 2-0. With a 16-10 victory over Olentangy Berlin, the Bears slide to 0-2 with 2 close losses to 2 pretty good football teams. And Upper Arlington with the victory. Kelly Ann Stitz is with the victorious Upper Arlington Golden Bears.
Hey guys, a bunch of happy Golden Bears will be Coach Buttermore. 2-0 to start the season. How does that sound?
2-0 sounds great. Like I said, a little more exciting than we wanted it to be, but it's great.
You guys, though, held them off there at the end. How proud are you of your guys' effort tonight?
I'm really proud. I mean, that was some things didn't go our way, and they made a lot of plays in the second half, but our kids fought to the end, and you just got to make one more play than they did, and we did.
The biggest play of the game, Andrew Petzinger there at the end with the interception. Walk me through that. What did you see on that?
I was just ready for a screen or something by the tailback, and nothing happened, so I just backed up and just got in the way of the quarterback, and he threw right above me, so I jumped and got it.
Once you grabbed that, what was that feeling like to seal the deal for your team?
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, this is the moment I've dreamed of, just being on the varsity field, so it's so satisfying. It's awesome.
And how proud are you of your team's effort tonight?
Oh, I'm so proud. We all just do our job, bend, don't break, just playing for each other. It's a brotherhood.
Well, Andrew, I'm going to give you the award tonight, our orb. Congratulations. Celebrate with your team.
And congratulations to Upper Arlington, Andrew Petzinger with the huge play. That takes us now to tonight's school bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives at risk and can result in large fines, points on your license, and a license suspension paid for by NHTSA.
This is the school bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Andrew Petzinger with a huge pick right there, Jeff. And again, as he talked about, he understood what the situation was, and he said it was a dream come true to make a play like that.
He was reading into the backfield, trying to see if the back was going to come out on a screen play. When he didn't, he dropped back, made the play. That's good coaching. That's good preparation. And Marty, stop means stop.
Again, 16-10 is our final as Upper Arlington comes away with the victory tonight over Olentangy Berlin. The numbers may not be tremendous, but it ended up being a pretty good football game. And as the final score tells you, the numbers like the score almost pretty even tonight.
Well, there were 13 yards of offense by the Berlin Bears on the right side of the screen in the first half. They ended up with 254 yards of total offense. The 2 turnovers obviously hurt them in the football game. But again, this came down to a thriller. Last play of the game. Congratulations to both of these teams. And I know Berlin Bears are going to have a terrific season. They are a good football team.
And Upper Arlington comes away with a victory. Second year in a row they have won. A tight one down to the finish with Olentangy Berlin. Again, the final 16-10 tonight here at Olentangy Berlin. That's a wrap for this edition of our broadcast. We'll be next week. Looking forward to this one, the annual get-together, the Battle of Pickerington, as the Pickerington Central Tigers travel across town to face the Panthers of Pickerington North. We'll have it for you next Friday night with our coverage starting right at 7 o'clock right here on the CW Columbus. Looking forward to that one next week. That's a wrap for tonight's edition of Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton. We'll talk to you next week from Pickerington North as the Tigers and Panthers battle in that matchup of crosstown rivals. On behalf of Jeff Logan, Kelly Ann Stitz, our entire CW Columbus crew, our producer, Dean Marini, I'm Marty Bannister. Once again, the final score tonight here at Olentangy Berlin, Upper Arlington 16, Olentangy Berlin 10. Good night, everyone.
Tonight's broadcast of Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton, is sponsored by these businesses.
Ready? I'm joined by Upper Arlington's head football coach, Justin Buttermore, who is victorious